Welcome everyone to Dinner and a Game. We have a very special evening planned for you guys tonight. Tonight we are debuting a new show. It is part of our complete relaunch, and we wanted to thank everyone for coming out and cheering us on as we launch the Lab Experiments in Gaming. Now, Marcy and her crew have been gracious enough to give us the opportunity to support them as they step into the greater world of streaming tabletop RPGs. And as part of something that we want to do for a long time but haven't been able to break into that market, they wanted to specialize and focus on indie RPGs. So, this is going to be our first night of doing this. This is their first game they're going to be running, and I'm going to let them tell you all about it because this is their program. Dinner and a Game is just here to help facilitate and get them off the ground. Eventually, Marcy and her crew or the lab attends on starting their own stream entirely, but we are giving them a chance to get started now, get the feel for it, and a chance for them to build their audience and get everything they need ready to go. So, all that being said, Dinner and a Game is launching out our new shows as well, but they're a little bit further down the road, and we'll be announcing them in the future. However, tonight is about the lab. So the lab is going to be running their game this evening, and it's going to be every other Friday evening from this point on. The game systems may change out. The who's on screen may change out depending on scheduling and everything like that. But Friday evenings, every other Friday evening from now on, from 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time till whenever the game wraps up, this is going to be your Friday night crew. So, all that being said, I think that that is really all we need to go over with tonight. Things will be getting back to more of the normal things that we normally put out before the show, such as contests and everything like that. But since we're relaunching, we're reprising everything, we're re-looking at everything like that. We are going to be starting a new charity drive how we're still trying to determine how all that's going to look. So, in the meantime, thank you very much for following us. It's so tiny I can never read it. But thank you for the follow. And we are going to go ahead and let Marcy and the crew get to it. As I said, they're going to go over what they're playing tonight and how it works. This is both a chance for indie games to get shown, and this is a chance for these guys to give some instruction on how those games are done. So they're going to go over all that with you guys. I'm going to get the heck out of there and let them get to it. Everyone, have a lovely time, and thank you everyone for showing up for Dinner and a Game. We love you all.
Thank you so much for welcoming us on to Dinner and a Game and for giving us this opportunity to kind of get this chance to share with everyone all of the interesting indie games that don't get as much airtime and as much publicity as we would like to see them get. There's a lot of great different styles of games for focusing on combat or focusing on role-playing, and having an opportunity to showcase them all so that more people can know about them is so much fun. It's something that I've wanted to do for a long time. My name is Marcy, and this is the Lab Experiments in Gaming. I'd like to introduce you to Rob.
Hi, I'm Rob. Not entirely sure what I should say, but just really happy to be here. I'm really looking forward to actually being a part of a podcast / stream and just enjoying some role-playing games.
And mute me, Kitty.
Hello. Yeah, nothing prepared for this, but hi. Excited to be here, excited to play. And thank you to Dinner and a Game for hosting us. This is so exciting.
And Shaz.
Hi, I'm very excited to play this game with you guys, and also note that I am quite new to D&D still, so I'm still learning the ropes of everything, and I've enjoyed what's been offered so far and all the games that we've played, and I'm so glad that we can offer you guys a chance to sit with us and listen to our stories.
Yay! The game that we're going to be playing tonight is an old favorite of ours. It's called Follow, and it's by Ben Robbins, and the company that produces it, I believe, is Lame Mage. Yeah, Lame Mage Productions. So if you like the game, you can get it on the website. Follow is a game that has a very simple and short rule set and comes with a bunch, I think 18 sort of pre-packaged quests with challenges. And it breaks the quest down into a series of challenges, and for any game session, you are going to pick 3 of the challenges. And then it's a role-play-centered game about the relationships between people as they struggle against odds that are larger than them. Tonight we have decided to play the quest called The Siege. Oops, should have put more tabs in my book. The Siege is the goal of the quest. The Siege is to hold our city against the attackers. Our city is under siege. Hold off the attackers long enough and they'll have to quit and go home. We are soldiers, citizens, and unlucky refugees in a medieval city. Now, Follow is a game that is really well designed to be reskinned for any genre. And in each of the quests, it includes a handful of alternate settings. For example, The Siege says samurai or cowboys defending a humble town against bandits. Zombies, Dwarf Fortress, Minas Tirith, rioting prisoners, Tirith, sorry, the in before. Defend the embassy or be the terrorists, rebels who captured it. Protect the wilderness from development. We have decided that we are going to go with a sci-fi theme. Thank you for indulging me, my friends.
No worries.
Indulging. So excited.
And I guess we are going to just jump into skinning out this world together. So the first question for The Siege is, what is our city called? Is it large or small, prosperous or humble? I'm kind of thinking that I really want to do like space. So I was wondering how you guys would feel about if the city that we're protecting is either on a moon, or if it's even a space station kind of thing. If something like that was.
I was thinking space station would be really cool,
Yeah.
like a
Definitely like the space
like a DS9 kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
I'm definitely thinking we could defend a smaller kind of colony, because perhaps some kind of larger complex is trying to overtake ours, and we want to keep our small colony, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. I'm already getting some ideas here to work with. All right. Smaller space station. I think we will name it after we answer the other question, which is, why are they attacking us? Are they religious crusaders, conquerors seeking loot and glory, or are we caught in the middle of a larger war?
I saw Rob's face there.
Yeah, I was like, but I have to not like them.
That's
True. Based on the idea that Shaz put forward, I'm kind of wondering if it's maybe a corporate thing.
Yeah.
Like this is a space station that has corporate strategic value. It either grows food or does tech development or something like that. But it's like the wild west of space, you know? So are we interested in having them doing something where it's like another corporation is trying to lower the value through a strategic kind of siege and assault to make a buyout of the company easier? Or do you want to go with something a little more military or even like alien attack, something like that? What are we thinking?
I like the corporate idea. Maybe we're in a position that they want, and since our space station has said no, it's more of a, okay, we're going to attack you until you give in kind of deal, or we blow you up and we put our own in.
Yeah.
Maybe we have something held. Like, I'm almost thinking, what if we created some kind of animal or some kind of beast that we're protecting, and then they want that, but we're protecting it and we're defending off that. That's kind of where my mind's going at the moment.
Interesting.
Okay. what if we are like the space equivalent of a mom and pop shop?
Oh my god, yes.
But instead of a mom, it's like the space equivalent of a mom and pop seed bank.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
We have a bunch of like rare animals and also rare flora and rare fauna, and it's been a small scientific grant funded operation, and now a big corp wants to take it and use the animals for a zoo to generate revenue, and wants to, like Monsanto or whatever, they want to de-seed all of they want to GMO all the plants to not produce seeds anymore, so that they can have like the control of these rare plants in the future.
Oh, this is too on the nose,
and
but yeah, I love it.
Are they funding like a side military, like a mercenary group to attack us so that they're not outright attacking us, or is it just they have troops that they're sending into us?
I definitely personally like the idea of them hiring a paramilitary.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Not our mom and pop shop.
Okay, so what should our science station be called? Our mom and pop seed bank.
It's gotta be something wholesome.
I feel like it does. Like the Galactic Historic Reserve or something.
See, that sounds too formal.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like Seedlings Incorporated.
It shouldn't be incorporated because then we sound like a corp.
Okay, fair. Seedlings.
But yeah.
The little
Like
seedlings.
Yeah, just seedlings. Why aren't we just seedlings?
Yeah, seedlings.
Seedlings. I love it. Seedlings. Fantastic. All right. The next question is, what makes our quest difficult? Pick 2. So for the viewers, each one of these quests has a list of 5 to 7 things, or it might just all be 6 things. I'm saying 5 to 7 to be safe. That make our quest particularly difficult. The way that this works is that all of these difficulties can be true, and they can all be happening at the same time, and the 2 that we pick are the ones that we are saying we want to be on screen the most. So we're not cutting out any of the other stuff by not picking it, we're just choosing a focus point for our story. So the siege, the options for difficult are: many citizens share the race or religion of the attackers, we can't trust them. Factions in the city are divided. Wealthy landowners, nobles, trade guilds, and theocrats each look after their own interests. Morale is low. Many within the city would rather surrender. The city is too sprawling to defend. We can't guard everywhere. There is disease in the city, and supplies are low. Is any of these sticking out to anyone yet?
I like the idea maybe of the city is sprawling. So we've got like a main hub, but then there's little smaller like satellite stations that as like a little mom and pop, it's hard to defend each little one.
Yes.
I love there is disease in the city. I just like that concept.
That one jumped out to me too.
Like they have spread, or they
need the funding. You know?
Yeah, I like the idea that the corp has just like infected some of our citizens, and it's just like, yeah, we'll wait them out. We got time.
Well, do we want to do disease in the citizens, or a way that we could interpret disease in the city? What if the grants dried up and parts of the space station are starting to lose, are like stretching power out and stretching enough power to do like the certain heating conditions needed in places.
Yeah,
and
can't pump
keeping
the
lights
oxygen.
on is starting to get tough.
My
like
precious humidifier.
It's kind of be
Make it-
eaten away.
Yeah.
make it more disease like. It could be like a literal like fungus kind of thing that has infected, that like we can't afford to completely eradicate it, so it's
Uh-huh.
actually growing quickly and eating away at the station.
I love that.
Yeah, I thought you might. And I do.
Kind
Okay.
of goes hand in hand with supplies are low, so we could probably play around with that and mix it in
Yeah.
somehow.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think you're right.
What, we can't
Yeah.
eat the fungus?
Yeah.
Gonna try.
No,
Yeah.
no, your character is just
If
gonna go for it.
anyone's character was gonna find out if you could eat the fungus,
Yep.
there's disease, and the disease is space fungus.
I was gonna say spungus, but that sounds horrible.
Fungus.
No, stop.
I'm writing down spungus. That's what I'm. The next part is to make characters. So in a game of Follow, everyone gets a main character and everyone gets a side character as well. So there are going to be 2 characters per person. Your main character gets a motivation from the quest and a motivation from another player. And then the side character, you just pick a role and a name. Usually the way that we do it is that we make our main characters first, and then because this game is so based on relationships, we make our side characters based on other people's main characters so that it gives us drama to put on screen. You guys all have I sent the PDF or whatever to the
Yep.
chat. You guys have it open. Can you see this character concepts?
Yes,
Yep.
and I have one that I want.
Ooh,
Okay.
what do you want, Eilish?
I
Okay.
called it. I want to be the ne'er-do-well.
Of course you do.
Could you remind me what that means?
Just like a shit disturber, basically.
Oh,
Like,
dang it.
never do
Oh
well.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So they're always just messing shit up.
it's the rogue in you. I wrote in my notes, shit disturber.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm actually thinking I might go soldier as my main character unless anybody else is feeling it.
I think that's great.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm actually like kind of little toss up here.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to go with the deserter or even
I
there's a
don't
lot of options, craftsman or merchant. I have that archetype that I always play, and you folks know, but not the audience yet. To try to
Like,
fit
how
it
are we
in.
gonna get horny grandma in here?
Yeah, it's how do we get grandma?
Oh, she could be the farmer from outside.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Wow,
Yes,
you
I
slipped into it so quick. I just saw that Noble is on this list, so as usual, I'm going to challenge myself with a character that I would hate.
Absolutely.
A bunch of just mean words being said about my character already going up.
They're a useless idle person. I don't think that fits.
So your main character is going to be farmer from outside, Shaz?
Yep. Okay, I'll assume that from outside could mean anything, so literally outside the little
You
space
just from
station.
space.
Yeah, space.
I think the implication of farmer from the outside, given the like structure of the quest, is that you're a refugee here or you're trapped here because of the siege. So I think that's the important part of the farmer from outside bit. I leave what outside is up to you, but I think that the implication is supposed to be that you're not supposed to be here today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Character names.
I'm going with Brenda. Brenda, the farmer from
it's
outside.
It's established that she's an old lady, correct? And it is she, her, right?
Yes. It's she, her, Brenda. She's an old woman, grandma, of course. My favorite archetype to play. And should we go on to describe what the character looks like yet?
I think, yeah. I think, you know what, we're producing radio kind of right now, so anything that keeps voices on screen is probably good.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm totally thinking, if you know from Howl's Moving Castle, Sophie, when she turned old and the little hunchback, and she's got a really nice, large, one of those like flower hats that she probably made herself with her own plants that she put together or cultivated. She's got a little shawl and wears a dress. Let's say that.
Okay, I love her.
Mm-hmm.
She harvests the space fungus.
Can definitely do that.
My noble's name is going to be Armistice Plenty.
Ooh.
I think that I'm going to play around with something that I didn't get to enjoy properly last time because he was a jerk and he got the end that he deserved. Armistice Plenty is a like a military, like third son of a wealthy family, whose like parent pulled strings for them to be here on this like it's like a high exposure, but it was supposed to be a high exposure but low danger job. Like, look at how our family preserves the history of the galaxy, but they are not a high enough up family to be in the backroom dealings to know that this was going to happen to this little mom and pop station.
Oh no.
Oh.
So military dress.
Run by me the character concept again. Which was it?
Marcy was noble.
Noble. Okay, and then the name.
Armistice Plenty.
EM.
All right, and Mutiny, do you have any ideas yet, or can I go?
I do.
Okay.
So for my ne'er-do-well, his name is Maroon Zarina. He goes by Mar. And he kind of woke up on the space station by accident after a long bender, and didn't have any way of leaving. So now he just works here, sort of.
Working
Awesome.
here. Large quotation.
All right. My character's name, singular name, is Cold. He, him. And they are, let's go with a kind of like soldier of fortune. They were hired outside, so they kind of are solely here for the money. But they also love a good fight.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, they were kind of upset the fact that like they had joined this station. They had heard like it was on the outskirts, and they were like, "Oh, like this will be awesome! Like I actually get to see some action." And then they wound up on a seedling station. They were like, "Huh?
Where am I?
So this happening is like the best day of his life.
Oh yeah, oh yeah."
Armistice is she, her.
All right.
I think you said Mar is he, him, it sounded like.
Yep.
And Brenda is she, her.
Yep. I'm so excited.
So, what do our characters want from the quest? I'm going to read them out. This is a motivation point for your character to help you figure out how to roleplay them in complicated situations, and also to know how to move the story in a direction that either denies or fulfills characters, depending on how much we like them. Unfortunately, even we all like each other a lot, so even when we don't like each other's characters, we tend to aim for fulfillment. But the good news is that this game will kill us all if it gets the chance, so we can only be so wholesome.
Yeah.
The thing
Just
is that
watch
a
me.
character... Pardon me?
Just watch me. I'll be wholesome as hell.
The options for what I want from the quest are unity, keep the city unified, protect everyone equally, purge, get rid of the disloyal, you're with us or against us, purge, get rid of the wealthy, nobles, priests, foreigners, or rabble, protection, guard the wealthy, nobles, priests, poor, or my family, authority, I should lead the city or command the defense, and victory. Crush the besiegers, don't just outlast them.
Victory. That's definitely Cold's motivation.
Victory! Okay. I want unity. Grandma wants everyone to be nice together. Love each other.
I'm gonna continue being a shit disturber and say purge, get rid of the wealthy and nobles.
Yes.
You.
I'm gonna like Mar.
Specifically the wealthy and nobles. Got it. Well, I guess authority. I should lead the city or command the defense.
Yes, the third son, known for his combat experience. This will be fun.
You know what? Save it for the game, okay?
Thought I was.
Nah, we're not beefing now.
Oh no, my character's beefing. My character's beefing everyone, except for maybe the granny.
Oh.
Beefing with the granny is a good way to make sure that whoever the first person who dies is you.
Yeah. What? Maybe I really like my side character.
Okay, so for what I want from you, but you won't give me, this is the last motivation for main characters. Normally, if you're playing in person, you choose one, what I want from you, but you won't give me, to the player's main character to your left. And it's another role-playing cue. It doesn't only say what you want, but it also says what that character won't give you. So it makes a clear statement about your character and a clear statement about the other person's character. I feel like we should do Armistice, Maroon, Cold, Brenda, Armistice in that direction, if that works.
Like that.
So I'm picking for cold.
Yes, and I'm picking for Maroon.
Or who am I picking for? Picking for...
The options for what I want from you but you won't give me are support for my authority, plan, or belonging in the city. Special treatment, more wealth, food, protection, or status for my people. Revenge for injuring me, harming my people, or taking my beloved. Forgiveness for past crimes, ruining you, or taking your beloved. Protection, watch my back, keep me out of the fighting, or give me shelter, or let me protect you. And love, return my affection, or forget me.
Oh. Shit.
I have mine.
Okay.
From cold, Maroon wants protection. Watch my back.
Ooh, yes.
Keep
Okay.
me out of the fighting and give me shelter.
All right.
But I guess cold wants nothing to do with Maroon.
We'll see. We'll see.
Well, that's a shame. I was about to ask, can I pick love?
Oh,
coming
damn! I was
with
gonna pick
that?
love.
I'm sorry, what?
I think with what we've set up right now, it would be hilarious if
Yeah.
Armistice had a crush on Maroon.
Oh,
I love it.
Cool.
who am I picking for?
For Armistice.
Armistice.
Wait, did that actually go out? I said hello to Irish. Sorry, just wanted to put that out there.
This is interesting.
Oh, I want love from the granny.
Oh,
Just return my
Granny
affection or
always gets
forget
love.
me.
maybe not to Cold though. Cold
It's
has done something. Then
The-
accept the fungus cookies.
The weird thing is I want like it's more like protection. Like I want you to stop me from fighting. But or I don't necessarily know that I want that, but that's like the underlying thought.
Okay. Okay.
You want out of this dark and dirty misery business.
Yeah. But he doesn't know it. Not deep down it's there, but he doesn't know it.
All right. Let's see. What do
Try.
I want from
Start
Armistice?
playing.
Well, you're the noble, so I could ask for support. Yeah, I'll ask for support. Support for my authority. You know, you guys don't take me seriously enough. Doing all the work here. Come on, guys.
Jeez, Granny, support my authority. All right.
Okay, so how do you feel about this, Shaz? You want support for your authority, and we have you as this outside farmer. And what if, as earlier mentioned, the possibility, what if you do know stuff about this fungus and no one will listen to you because you're a nice old lady? And I have convinced you, at least, that I am in command of the defense, so you keep trying to talk to me about it.
I love that.
And
Yes.
meanwhile, I'm like, get off! Stop it! I have busier fish to fry.
Bradley, she just wants to be listened to. You know that she's gonna be actually like super buff underneath her shawl. She's gonna.
Yeah.
Of course. It's established.
It's all that farming, that whole work, you know, the shovels.
Sorry,
That's
pardon.
all that.
You can take that any way you would like.
Damn. All right. Cold does love the granny.
All right, side characters.
Is it a question? Is this actually a question for me? There is one on there.
Oh yeah, there's a priest on the list, right? Like,
Priest
why
on
are
the-
we even?
Should I try something different? No, I'll keep one character that I'm like, that I always do. I'll do priest.
Your what is it? Bread and butter.
Um,
I'm kind of sticking with both my bread and butters. One's insane, the other one's a priest.
I think I'd like to do city guard, if that's cool.
yeah.
Somebody who like works under
Cold.
Cold.
Oh yeah, I like this.
Yeah, is the city guard, I guess, like, is it like a smaller private security company, I guess?
I feel like we were
That makes
just
sense. Yeah.
yeah, like hired out by Seedling, and we're not particularly known for getting the job done, but we're cheap.
We're gonna need a name for your company too.
Oh. Cold as ice. No.
What did you say?
Cold as ice. It has to be dumb. It has to be something Cold would make.
We just got
Night errant.
Knight Errant Security.
Ooh.
That's cool.
You know what?
That's pretty cool.
You know what? Can I slightly modify that? It's errant security, as in like either way you can take the word errant, so we're not always paying attention, or or we are like we are knights errant.
I love it.
I feel like we'll also need a name for the paramilitary and for the big company. I am already, because we're seedlings, I want the big company to be Big Seed Co.
Oh yes.
Yes.
We
Tried our best.
Damn, that does win.
Oh, that's good.
No, it has to be
Let's do on the
acronymed.
notes.
We tried our best. WT.
WTOB.
WTOB.
Watabi.
Tommy.
Yes.
I think I would like my side character to be a laborer. I think they're like refrigerations or mechanic or something.
Oh yes.
Oh, I know one.
So good.
Wow. Let's do. I really wanted to do the near do well because that is also one that I usually do, but
I have
it's,
2 of them.
I feel like the deserter is the next thing.
yeah,
from
the deserter. I think I'll go with the deserter.
Alright.
What does HVAC stand for, though?
Heating, ventilation, and air conditioning.
Yeah, that.
I should hope I know. I'm a journeyman in it.
Nah, those 5+ years. Nah.
I don't know what I was doing.
That was just a
People that when I
glitch.
call facilities, they have their own line that's separate from the regular people. That's the HVAC people.
Yeah. Okay, so sorry, wait, Shaz, you were what was your side character? Deserter? Okay.
You know, it's funny though, it's kind of like a play on words. What if I just
Oh my god, yes! She's the sous chef.
Oh, man.
I mean, I love it.
My extra.
You would.
You know, I created someone that makes the cookies and the food. I mean, I need someone to actually enjoy it.
My city guard's name is going to be Colton Array.
Oh, okay.
Right.
God damn, we're gonna have to find a way to cook this fungus by the end of this game.
Yes.
And for Colton Array, what pronouns is?
He, him.
Okay.
Going with all dudes today.
All right. And Shaz, I did slightly just interpret what the deserter was. What is the deserter?
The deserter is someone that landed on the spaceship.
I pronouns.
Oh, yeah. He, him, and their name is Axel.
Space and shit.
All right.
But to continue with what they are, I guess the backstory briefly is that they hopped on the spaceship just as who is it that had a bender and landed there somehow?
Maroon.
That's Maroon.
Maroon. Okay. Could be someone from that same group, and not particularly fond of Maroon, perhaps. Maybe a little beef
They
going
get
on
them
there.
here? Did they they didn't want to end up on this station, but
What if they?
because of Maroon?
Yeah, they were both fighting and then somehow just ended up on the same ship and having to work together. I think that would be.
Like that's strife.
Maroon doesn't remember that happening, but Axel sure says it does, or it did.
All right. My priest is she, her, and she worships the. It's sort of like a monetary cult, like the belief that money is truly the most righteous thing in the galaxy, and while not in support of, because the the codex that she worships says that monopolies are bad, she still has like this bone in her body that's like, no, maybe I should like the corporation, like, because they are truly the more monetarily gifted. But she doesn't
Sounds like an
monopolies,
anarcho-capitalist.
Yeah, exactly.
I just want to say I really love how no matter what Rob is doing, you can't stop yourself from setting up for those 2 red stones just in case.
Yep.
You cursed us.
I like strife. I like pain.
Does the priest have a name or priestess?
Pardon?
What was that, Lush?
It's sure. She is a priestess.
And what's her name?
Her name is. Oh, man, hard questions.
Her name is Hard Question. Okay.
Hard question.
Actually, like a really good name for clergy.
Her name is Isbel with no A.
Isabel?
Isbel.
Just Isbel.
Isbel.
That's kind of close to the suggestion, Gabrielle.
What? Oh, Gabrielle. Oh, there was. Oh no, I want. Okay, no, I will take suggestions. 100% Gabrielle. Gabrielle, if that's what it is.
Gabrielle. Yep. Okay, but can it be Gabrielle?
Oh yes.
Gabrielle? Without the I?
Yeah, Gabrielle.
Right. She, her?
She, her.
Okay.
And my laborer is they, them. And their name is Methuselah Salder, but everyone calls them Messi.
I love the name Methuselah.
Sorry, what are they?
Pardon me?
Sorry, what's their class, their profession? They're the HVAC. Right?
They're the HVAC.
Tech. Okay. How the heck? Okay, I'll sound it out.
Yeah, that's what I did.
There we go. Okay.
You can just put Messi down.
Messy Elliot.
Yes.
This is good. That's going to be a dated reference in the time frame we're doing.
Hear them bump into some clacking of the tools.
See
right.
Gabrielle Athena in chat, so it is Gabrielle Athena. This is the full name, but she just prefers Gabrielle.
Okay, I think the last things we need, we have errant security, seedlings, big seed co. So I guess we just need a name for the paramilitary. Something spacey and like annoyingly foreboding, like Dark Star or something.
Okay.
Black hole.
Just nail on the head. Just like.
I like Dark Star.
All right, Dark Star.
No, Dark Seed.
Seed.
But they're not specifically about the seeds,
True.
though.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
No.
That's hilarious.
They're
Right.
Dark Star, and this mission for them, this hiring opportunity, is called Dark Seed.
Dark Seed. Dark Seed.
Perfect.
Project Darkseid.
All right. Who wants to pick the first challenge?
Ooh, I've got to read through them.
Are you going to read them out loud?
So the way that Follow is structured is that every quest comes with a bunch of challenges. There's usually between 8 and 12 challenges, and you are only going to pick 3 of them for one session. You pick them one at a time as you go through the session. So we are going to pick our first challenge, and then every player is going to sort of direct a scene of our characters preparing, planning, collaborating, fighting, connecting as we move towards that challenge. We don't actually resolve it until everyone's done a scene. Once everyone's had a turn to do a scene, then we are going to do some leading questions. There's going to be a whole stone draw from a bag thing that we'll do at that time. But in the meantime, these are the challenge options for the siege. Feed the starving populace, deal with spreading disease, deal with looting, deal with low morale, deal with witch hunts for traitors, foreigners, or actual witches, root out traitors in our midst, unify rival city factions, stop citizens from accepting terms of surrender, prevent people from leaving or abandoning the city, draft civilians to fight, get reinforcements from outside the city, deal with a weak point in our defenses, repel invaders storming the walls, or take the fight to the invaders. These all are listed in an order that is pretty cohesive. However, you do not have to do them in that order. You do not have to follow them up with things that make sense. If you decide that something is interesting, it takes 2 minutes of talking to connect those dots. And I feel like we should try to put that on screen too.
Yeah.
You can start from any point and you can follow with any challenge. I am not going to pick the first challenge because I assume you guys are going to want me to do the first scene.
I do like the deal with spreading disease.
Which
Yeah,
one?
I like that idea. Yeah.
It's deal with spreading disease. Sorry, I laughed at
Steal
What was
everything
it?
edible and
Steal
delicious.
everything
Yeah.
There's a lot
yeah,
of
deal with spreading
acronyms in
disease sounds
this.
like a good one. That's what space is all about.
Yep.
Alright,
The
so first
acronyms.
challenge.
Okay, so that's going to be your call, Eel.
Okay, so well, you've already called it, so yep, it's gonna be you. We're gonna-
What is your thing that makes the challenge difficult?
Okay.
And
What
just
makes the
for
challenge
viewers,
difficult?
there is no list for this part. This you kind of pull out of a hat. When it's your turn to choose the challenge, you just get to say what's going to make it particularly hard.
I think what makes it difficult. Obviously we don't have like the means, the monetary.
Got stuff for you, Chet. It's dangerous.
We don't have the money to deal with it right now.
Mhm.
So that's a problem. We kind of have to like jerry rig our way. And I think maybe it's also growing in like the ventilation. So kind of getting everywhere and it's hard to pin down the source of it.
Not gonna lie, that sounds like an HVAC thing.
Okay, so I'm going to put.
And we've already established, right? Like it's not toxic to humans, it's toxic to our ship.
Sparse tools. And invasive growth. Okay, for my first scene, I think I will be playing Armistice Plenty, and it's going to be a scene with Cold, definitely.
All right.
And I think Colton Array is also going to be in this scene. I think that Armistice has come looking for Cold and found Colton with him.
There are.
And I think this scene is in whatever place Errant Security has taken took as a barracks for this. And I think that it's one of those, like a bunch of members of Errant Security are gathered around a poker table, and at this point, everyone else has, folded out or cashed out or whatever, and it's just it's just Colton and Cold playing at this point. But all the other security people are like sitting around and watching and like placing bets on you guys. And Armistice has just kind of stormed in like she owns the place, and is going to say, this is an absolutely inappropriate time to be playing games like this.
This is the best time. I mean, like, what else do you want me to do? The fungus is in the vents.
I understand that some games are good for morale, but you have the entire force here. We are under siege right now. I came here from another one of the stations. There was no security in the shuttle, no security on the other station, and no security here. If Darkstar struck right now, all they would have to do is blow up this one room.
I mean, to be fair, how exactly do you want me to kill the fungus? It's in the vents. Get the HVAC tech, not me. I slammed down my cards, and it is just like the worst set of cards you could ever have. And it was just like, ha! I think.
Sir, I think she means, just about the security detail in general. So, sorry, sir.
Am I supposed to keep the weird animals in their pens? I don't remember being hired for that.
We are under siege right now, Cold. Is there like a type, do I say Captain Cold or something like that? Or
No, he just responds to Cold.
Anyway, I came here looking for you and just surprised by the lack of people who I could ask about your whereabouts. But you do have a good many small fighters, and the HVAC people have not been able to clean out the vents because they lack the tools to do so. And part of that is lacking fuel for their small burners.
Wait, did you just say I could go fight somebody in space? With small fighters.
I mean, you would, if you're looking for a
Colton.
Death, I suppose you could.
Yes, sir.
Did they said that? They said I could go into space and kill people.
I did hear that you have. I did hear her say that we have small fighters to kill people. I did not hear her say that they were needed immediately, sir.
There's only one part of the small fighters that are needed immediately, and that is their fuel cells for the small burners.
Yes,
we need to be able to start.
That's what I meant without the fighting part.
You want me to take out our only means of defending this station, or a small amount of them at least, and
it seems clear to me
that
defending the station is not high on your list of priorities, so I'm not sure how that is a part of this discussion.
Sir, we do have enough.
It is kind of low on my priority list.
And I'll call that.
All right.
Whoever's the person who's seen it is, they're the one who get to say and that's where we're gonna close it. So, Shaz, are you comfortable with going next?
Okay, I can do that. For this scene, I want Grandma to appear, so I'll be playing Brenda with the HVAC technician, Messy. I would attempt to, but I can't pronounce it. And oh no, you can't. Okay, I was gonna bring out the noble but then I realized you're playing both characters. And okay, no, just us two. We'll do us two. And we're looking at a spot in the spaceship where the disease or the fungi has started to spread. And I would like to imagine that it's almost like a goopy texture that sticks to the wall, and it's got like a beeswax kind of integrity to it. So you can tear it off, and there's a little bit of slime on it. So that is what we're dealing with at the moment, and it's close to where Brenda works in the little farm that she does. It's like a little flower, those plant rooms that people like to cultivate their little plants and flowers.
Is it like a hobby plant room, or is it part of like O2 generation for the facility kind of thing?
It's the O2. It's where they would work, but Brenda has made it into her little hobby shop. So
okay,
this is where she lives. Oh, sure. I called you over to talk to you. Sorry, I have to clear my voice a little bit. I have a little problem, yes, and I think that you are somewhat equipped. I hope and believe. Would you look at this strange goop that's been spreading like wildfire? Oh my! Oh, it's not good for my plants right now. I cannot deal with this kind of mess. Messy. Oh, your name is so fitting.
Messy would not normally find that kind of joke funny, but coming from Brenda, it's a little more charming than usual. And Messy has on like work gloves. I'm kind of imagining Brenda is like holding this piece that she peeled off like barehanded. Is
just
that okay?
straight up, like I've got it in my hand. It's like, would you look at this real quick?
Messy has like leather work gloves and is going to like tighten them and like pull them on a little more before taking it and saying,
this
is consistent with what we've been seeing growing on the rest of the station. I didn't think that it had gotten here. Is all of the O2 generated for the facility here on this adjuntment?
Oh, it's everywhere. I look behind my pots and plants and look, surprise. Oh, all day, every day, I look and I see this goop and it's ruining my whole facility. If you look in here, I look behind my most favorite cactus. Oh, my precious Gloria. Oh, you must protect my Gloria.
Messy like reaches out a gloved hand to do a finger handshake with a spine of the cactus and be like, "It's a pleasure to meet you, Gloria."
Oh.
How bad are you imagining the spread of the fungus on the O2 station is? Like when you pull it back, is it like, oh my God, there's so much here? Or is this more like this grandma is being hyper fixated about her plants and it's actually not bad?
I want it to be like infested. Like she's just like surrounded in like the walls are covered in this strange fungus, and you would have just addressed it immediately as it started growing, but she's just grown into spores where you could see like puffs of like the spore air is starting to spray over the ceiling or something like that, and something that you would have addressed long ago, but she's just now bringing it up like, oh, it's kind of sorry for the mess. She scoots one of like her shoes, her slippers away under the desk. Oh, I am so sorry.
Can I ask a question? Has she been hiding it from the other people working in this compartment, and that's how it got so big?
Oh no.
Oh yeah. She's been experimenting with it, but now it's kind of getting out of hand. But she definitely knows a little bit of how to deal with it. But now her means are kind of not as effective.
Okay. So Messy is going to like reach up and press a button on the side of their HVAC suit, and immediately a faceplate goes over the suit, and they reach into their work bag and pull out a small oxygen tank with a rebreather on it, and hands it to Brenda because like just seeing the spores in the air.
She's like, "Oh, is this new iPod? Oh, I love it."
Yes, it's an iPod for the inside of your mouth, please, and is not going to wait for you to take it and just like hopes that you're okay as Messy like pulls the rubber back to put the band over your head, and says, "This is quite a bit of the material. It must have been growing here for quite some time. This is a dangerous amount. How long have you been breathing this in?"
Time does not exist anymore. One day passes and I look over Gloria and she's sprouted. Oh, she's blooming, so beautiful. Next day, maybe I don't know, maybe like 2 weeks. I cannot say. But over these few days, I've used this little bottle that I found, and I mixed it with a little water and some of the whatever chemical that you had been like storing in your compartment. Oh, I just mix a little of this fluid, and it works. It looked a little smaller than the day before.
Okay, and then. As soon as Messy is saying okay, a little like beep goes from inside their bag, and Messy says, "Well, that's my time up for this ticket. I'm going to make a note of this." And like takes the bottle from you and turns to walk away, and then turns back and says, and then they scan it and they give it back to you and they say, "You shouldn't stay in here anymore without a mask on."
Oh no, I've lived for so long. Nothing will hurt me. See, I am breathing so clear. She like takes in a deep breath of air, and you hear the phlegm from her throat, like.
And with the oxygen being pumped like directly into her face, there's definitely a sound of Messy's like leather work gloves clenching, like how leather makes that noise. Yeah. That sound.
And I'll say that's the scene there.
Cool. Rob.
All right. Okay. I'm thinking it's sort of a continuation of that scene, but we have now me and Colton and the rest of the guys, we harvested those the burners from the or like the engines from the ships to use as burners to sort of destroy the fungus. We've gone over to Brenda's farm area to plug them in and hopefully sort of stem the tide. And I'm gonna have Brenda. Should I have Maroon? You know what? We're going to have Brenda, Maroon, and Armistice.
I'm going to open the door to let Pan out, but I can still hear you.
Yep. Okay.
Why? Can you give me a why is Maroon there in the first place?
I think Maroon, I sort of cold walked past Maroon, and Cold, being the type of person that he is, just sort of grabbed him by the back of the neck and was like, "I need a bit more help. I need a bit more assistance with this, and you're in my way." So.
Okay.
Yeah, you were like walking past me in the hall, and I just sort of like grabbed you by the shirt and just started dragging you.
Maroon wants Cold to like him, so he's like, "Yeah, okay, sure."
Perfect. Yes. Okay. Yeah, he does that thing like where he sort of like grabs Maroon like around the neck and like half noogie almost.
Oh, cute.
So Cold knows and is fully taking advantage.
Oh yeah. It's like, "Hey, buddy. All right. So yeah, I got these really heavy and highly flammable burners from the ships. We need to go help the old lady, Brenda."
I like smack you. Don't call me old. I am fashioned.
You are well aged,
Yeah, man, don't
beautiful
call
flower.
her old.
Yeah. Just
So
like
rude.
beautiful bottle of wine. Ah, yes.
Brenda, you are the picture perfect of innocence and youth.
Oh, you are so amazing. She like squeezes your cheeks with her two hands and kisses you like the European kiss.
Whoa,
Did you say
whoa, whoa!
Armistice
Hey,
in this scene?
yes, Armistice is in this scene. Whoa, hey,
Yeah, I
hey.
just want to say Armistice has like huge googly eyes right now at Maroon and is just like, wow, so daring, but still knows how to be a gentleman.
Yeah. So I start.
Those cookies.
Oh, cookies. Ah, of course. And she brings out her little like purse that's the size of maybe what can I compare it to? It's not large, but something that's definitely got heft to it. She opens it up and takes out a little Tupperware and out opens a steaming box of cookies. Although the smell of them, the smell of them aren't what you expect. It's got a little special something in there.
Maroon does not care. Maroon is grabbing like 3 of them and like, you are an absolute gem, ma'am.
Old woman, you trying to kill me?
At the same time.
No. These are they will help you. You are so
100%.
you are very in need of some strong nutrients.
Are you saying I'm weak? Are you saying I'm weak? He slams his arm on the table. He's like, "Come on, Brenda, right here, right now, arm wrestle."
Oh no.
Don't be rude.
You know that
Ready for a challenge?
you
Come on,
should not do this.
I've seen
right
those
now.
guns. Brenda. I've seen those guns.
This-
You put them on the table.
I know that your last payment went through for you and your crew, which means you are still on contract with this ship. And as long as Brenda is still a refugee being cared for on this station, you absolutely will not be challenging her to any sort of arm wrestling match or anything else. You work for her, not the other way around.
Princess, you should just be happy I brought Maroon along.
Oh.
Flush.
But I like pat was it a pat Armistice by like the chest, kind of like thank you, or like the shoulder, like you sweet thing, and then I glare over to the and my arms are underneath my shawl, just she's been lifting those pots and those plants all day. She's got a
I
little.
want to test myself against that. Come on.
But, like, weren't we here for a reason, dude?
I totally forgot that reason. I'm just like waving you away.
I start
Okay.
making my way.
Something about setting things on fire. Come on, Brenda, I'm ready.
No, you will not be ready.
Maroon
I
just
will.
Eating cookies.
Armistice is like pulled the small burners out of the sack and is like swapping out cartridges that had been filled from the small fighters, and it's just like sitting there and ignoring you all while swapping these out at this point.
Brenda, come on. I know you want to. I've heard all these stories about you back in the old days. I'm sitting here waiting.
My child. She like takes her flower hat down. She puts it very gently on the table so that the flowers on her hat does not deviate from its position. And she rolls up her sleeves of her dress, and it's like, is there a table around? It's time.
Oh, he's already leaning on a table.
Oh.
Right now, Brenda. Come on. I won't go easy on you just because you're some old lady.
She readies her position and grabs hold of your hand. But who can count down for this, I guess?
I got it. All right. Y'all ready? Got
I thought you.
hands together. Okay. 3, 2, 1, fight.
The instant that your hands start locking and trying to push through, her entire forearm and her bicep are like covered in veins. Like they are bulging out of her arm, and she's grasping your hand, and you can see in her hand the tendons as she just smashes your hand through the table, so the table just flips off. And then she catches her hat. She catches her hat under when it flips up and puts it back down.
Perfect. It's exactly what I expected from you, old lady. I didn't want anything less. I can't believe you were so not ready to fight me.
She pats you on the chest and gives you the cookies. This is what you need to.
I'm
be
not eating
strong.
that. That's straight up poison.
Oh man, they're really good.
It's okay. It's okay if Maroon dies. I'm not worried about him.
No, it's not.
I do care a little. He sort of like he stops for a second. He's like, wait, I do care a little, but he tries not to make it seem like that. He's like, no, I don't care. Just keep yourself safe or whatever.
Yeah, but
Armistice has 2 small burners, which I'm imagining are kind of like torches, like work torches,
Okay.
except instead of a finger flame, they have a pad, and it's like a pad of flame, but it only goes out like, an
Couple
inch and a half, 2 inches, and just like, are we gonna burn off this fungus or what?
whoa.
All right,
Okay, I'm down for setting shit on fire.
Oh, please be careful with these plants. She moves it aside, and as she's doing it, she's kind of chipping away a little bit at the fungus into a Tupperware into her purse,
Oh,
Whoa,
once
whoa,
the fungus
Amanda.
and cookies wasn't enough.
hoping that no one saw. Though, hoping that no one saw.
Brenda,
I'm
it's
gonna
best
say
2 out of
Armistice
3.
did not see it.
Brenda, it's best 2 out of 3. Maroon and Princess over there can help deal with the fungus. We're not done yet. And I'm gonna call that scene.
Yeah. No, you challenge Grandma. She didn't want to do it.
She did what she had to do.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys saw in the chat, but someone made hashtag Brenda back in the old days. Which is, listen, this is our viewers' first game with us, and I just want you to know that I'm deeply disappointed in myself and offended by our group that hashtag Brenda back in the old days isn't already a hashtag we have. This is a recurring character.
Yeah. Her name changes every game, but expect her. Expect her.
We got back-to-back Brenda though, didn't we?
Yeah, it's back to back.
Yeah,
Brenda.
we got
I was
back to
gonna say,
back
after
this
that-
time.
It's
Going
triple
out
B.
to sea, she decided to fly off into space. Krakens just weren't interesting enough for her.
Yeah, she's gotta get some space fungus in her. She's gotta get them greens.
Not enough calamari.
Got enough ingredients to help on
Okay.
the nation.
Okay, we can't do in jokes on radio.
Nope.
Yeah. Okay, let's keep it going. Keep it going.
All right.
Back, Brenda.
Brenda. Okay, visit.
It's Eel's turn.
What?
Your turn to pen the scene.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do Maroon with Armistice and Cold. I guess
All right.
we've dealt with Brenda's room, and now we're going to scout out what other stuff we can find. Actually, sorry, forget Cold. We left Cold at Brenda's. He was busy.
He's happy.
Let's meet up with. Oh shit! I can't do that. Hold on. I was gonna say Methuselah, but that is also Marcy.
Yeah, you chosen the great characters, eh?
Yeah, what are we gonna do?
Methuselah and
Yes,
Armistice
now.
in a scene together.
Could just be their scene.
Just all Marcy. It's the Marcy show.
No, Marcy and Maroon.
Left side of the screen is.
It takes me a really long time to write those TikToks. I cannot do it here.
Okay, so I guess yeah, we'll do Methuselah, Cold, and Maroon.
All right.
So Methuselah is kind of showing us around, like where they think that the spores might be. And we've got, I guess Armistice has gone off and done her own thing, and now you're left with Cold and Maroon with the fire canisters. So we've just entered like another room in the ship, maybe like a holding cell where there's also like a big deposit of spores. And Maroon just kind of goes up with like two kind of like basically like little fireballs ready. Like, okay, I'm just gonna spray up here. Like, this is where we're going. Just.
All right, nerd, where you need me?
Maroon's already spraying fire, just haphazardly into the air.
I think Messi is like at another wall spraying fire and says, honestly, I don't know if there's any hope right now. We had fungus in the O2. That's gotten onto all the plants. Not all of the parts of this station are connected, but that the oxygen produced is bottled and sent to other parts of the station. That's a main distribution point. If depending on how long the fungus has been there, it's got spores all over the station by now through the ventilation and through the oxygen tanks. I don't know.
Well, like it doesn't hurt us, right, dude? Like,
no, it does hurt us, right? No, wait, I want it.
As far as we know, it doesn't hurt us, but it is in the way of the system.
I don't think I've ever been so happy. You just said this is a no-hope situation. I get to die breathing spores and fighting corpos. I don't think I've ever been so happy.
I don't want to die,
wait,
man.
Maroon, stop spraying it. Let it happen.
Maroon just turns around, not even stopping spraying, to face you.
Would you take my glory? Maroon, would you take my glory?
Maroon is facing you with a fireball, like, still going.
I'm just standing there. I'm actually hurt. I'm hurt, Maroon. That feels bad.
Methuselah.
You take this from me.
Oh.
Yeah, you take this from me. You take away my glory. You take away my glorious death, dying fighting those
no, man,
damn
I
corpos.
wouldn't do that.
Doesn't seem like that to me.
But the fire is so fun.
Oh, don't worry. There'll be lots of fire. I can guarantee you fire at the end of our beautiful, glorious lives. We're like candles. We burn really bright at the very end.
Do candles burn really bright at the very end?
I don't know.
You're
the nerd.
Are you a poet?
No. I'm just an idiot.
I think you are a poet.
Well, thank you. So you won't stuff. You're gonna let me die in glory, right?
I mean, as long as I don't also die in glory.
Die with me?
No.
Really? All right.
I don't. I want to die on a beach somewhere.
With me, though.
Somewhere in between the sounds of the fires and you guys talking, there is the sound of Methuselah's leatherwork gloves clenching again.
Calm down, then, nerd. Take it easy. You're gonna rip those things. Okay, we're done here. I'm sick of this.
We're not done here.
Done here? Okay.
I'm done here.
Yeah, we're done. We're done. Hey, you want to go? I heard you were playing a card game earlier.
Yeah. You want to join along with the card game?
Yeah.
Come on, spot you.
You know, if the system, if the wires get eaten by this fungus, which we know this fungus is doing, it is consuming the metal at a slow rate and it is consuming the wires at a much faster rate, we will freeze to death before you get your glory. what this fungus is doing to the ship will kill us before a shot is fired. Do you get that? Has anyone made that clear to you?
Give me that fucking can.
Wait, we're
I ain't
talking
gonna
like
die
real?
until I get fucking combat.
Are we talking like real death here? Like
We're not in
Like,
VR. This
dead?
is yes.
okay, well
It'll be glorious though. I mean, as long as we're not spaced before that.
Messi finally like undepresses the nozzle. What do you mean real death? What do you mean not real? What is
And we're gonna call that scene.
all right, let me get some stuff.
I
First
don't
time I've
know
ever
how
actually.
hard we actually tried to solve that problem.
Existential crisis.
So for our viewers, Act 1 is, because we build these stories from scratch, Act 1 is very often about like the characters getting to know each other and putting the world that we're in on screen. So there's a lot of fun and joy in Act 1 before any consequences have happened.
Well, there's gonna be consequences.
Okay. Where did I put? There it is. So, this is how conflict resolution or challenge resolution in Follow works. Everyone gets a scene, and then once everyone has had their scene, we ask everyone some questions, and depending on the answers to the questions, we put stones in a bag, different colored tokens in a bag, and at the end of all the questions, we're going to draw 2 of them, and the colors that come out in the order they come out will decide some things, which I'll go over right before we do the draw. But for now, 1 red stone and 1 white stone go into the bag. There is always a chance to win and always a chance to lose. If your main character is unhappy about the path the Fellowship has taken, hold up 1 finger. If your main character actually wants the quest to fail, hold up 2 fingers. Otherwise, hold up a fist. Is everyone ready?
Not quite.
No, not yet.
You're spending way too long thinking about this.
Okay.
This is just about
I
the
got it.
challenge. I thought we dealt with the disease.
I'm ready.
Kind of.
But do I want it to fail? Does Cold want it to fail? Is the question. All right, I'm ready.
Oh God, does Cole want it to fail?
Yeah.
All right, you
Wait,
ready?
missed what?
Go.
Yep, I'm ready.
Playing out in real time.
Interesting.
1 red stone goes into the bag. So normally the way that would work if you were playing in person is that everyone would hold 2 red stones, and then we all reveal how many stones we're holding at the same time. But this is the, online version, which is extremely necessary right now. The next question, as a player, do you think the Fellowship did what was necessary to succeed at the challenge? Do a thumbs up if yes, do a thumbs down if no. So as a player, do you think the Fellowship did what was necessary? We ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, interesting.
2 more white stones go into the bag for the 2 thumbs up. And 2 more red stones go into the bag for the 2 thumbs down. This is the worst part of the game.
This is the most
We have
divided, I
a
think,
fair amount
first draw has
of white
ever been.
stone. Huh?
I said this is the most divided I think our first draw has
Yeah.
ever been.
Yeah.
If a white stone and then a white stone is drawn, you win the challenge. If a red stone and then a white stone is drawn, you lose 1 character, but you win the challenge. If a white and then a red stone is drawn, you lose one character and you lose the challenge. If 2 red stones are drawn, a character betrays or is betrayed by the Fellowship, and you lose the challenge.
Okay.
Okay.
One
Oh,
white
okay.
stone?
This could still go so terribly wrong.
Oh, yeah.
It's not over. Oh my god, wow. I don't think
Okay.
we've ever gotten that.
I
Have we ever gotten white?
Ugh.
Guys, we did it.
White?
We won a challenge with no casualties.
Wow.
I think
Amazing.
this is.
I didn't think it was possible.
Okay. Okay. White is win the challenge, no conditions. What do we think that looks like? That we definitely got the fungus under control. It doesn't need to be completely gone, but it is no longer a threat
Yay.
to this operation.
I
don't-
think Messi convinced Mar of the reality of real death,
Uh-huh.
and so he started paying a little bit more attention to what he was doing, and
Yeah, and Cold doesn't want to die in the vacuum of space.
Okay.
Not without killing
Brenda?
somebody in the process.
Brenda has secretly collected a large amount of fungus somewhere.
But she's got it like proper containment this time.
Oh yeah, she's contained it well. She's using it for other things.
All right.
Oh no. Has
Great.
she been feeding us
Wow.
the fungus?
I mean, those cookies were.
She made that as clear as she could.
Yeah. Cold in
Okay. Wow. I am feeling like, obviously, when we were playing a live game and the drama would be really beneficial is the one time that we get an undramatic
Yeah.
I know, right?
obviously. Who would like to choose the next challenge? And I will BRB in just 1 minute.
Alrighty.
Have all these beautiful friends.
So he's dealt with a disease. So our other main quest was that our city is too sprawling to defend, so we can't guard everywhere.
Mhm.
I'm a fan of either deal with low morale, deal with witch hunts, or root out traitors in our midst. Are
Witch
3 things I like.
What are you thinking for witch hunts, though?
I mean, there's one of us who's harvesting the fungus.
That's why I was wondering. Sorry, what was the last one?
Or root out traitors in our midst. Those are the 3 that I like, but you guys can have some.
I like deal with witch hunts, but also like not deal with low morale, but probably like draft civilians to fight or something along
Oh, interesting.
gathering a group to defend our little.
How many civilians would be on our little space station, though?
Probably not many,
That's-
honestly.
Like dedicated to this.
Yeah.
Maybe low
do
morale
think
might be better than.
Interesting.
We're just discussing options for the next challenge, Marcy.
So which ones are we kind of looking at most?
Well, Rob had offered deal with witch hunts, which was kind of funny and interesting. And we're also thinking about dealing with the second quest. The city is too sprawling to defend and we can't guard everywhere. So something along those lines.
I like the idea of the city being too sprawling because this is going to put our paramilitary problem on screen a little bit.
There's also deal with a weak point in our
True.
defenses.
Oh,
Kind
yeah.
of works with the sprawling city. I
Yeah.
know it's a little bit farther down, but
Yeah.
Where did I see it? It was something. It might be the weak point in defenses. Like it could be our group of fighters, or it could. I'm also thinking no, because the disease is already dealt with. I was gonna say like fixing part of the ship that had been ruined. Or...
Oh, do you mean like to do fixing part of the ship as deal with a weak point in defenses?
Yeah, like that could be one of the scenes.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you wanna call that as the challenge? Do you want to take your turn and call that?
Yeah. Okay, sure. Then our second challenge will be deal with a weak point in our defenses. So that may mean that we reinforce or sacrifice part of the city. Ooh.
Ooh. Well, that we can decide after it all.
All right.
How do you all feel about that? I wasn't sure what a timeline for that would be.
Yeah, I'm fine with 10 minutes. Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
We are going to take a 10-minute break before we start the next act. See you soon.
All right, welcome back. We're about approaching our second act. And we've chosen the challenge to deal with a weak point in our defenses. So that may mean reinforcing our spaceship, or sacrificing part of it. And we've already discussed some potential scenes, so maybe we'll play one out. But I would like to start. So I choose who will be in my scene and what the first challenge will be.
When you pick the challenge, then you lob it off to someone else to do the first scene.
Okay. So,
but you also have to choose what in particular makes it hard.
Okay. I will say what makes this challenge hard is that we don't have a lot of fighters on our ship, or rather civilians, I'd say, like people that are on this ship. So if we were being attacked, let's say, we have a very short number of members that we can work with. And for this scene, I want to bring in bring in Armistice, Cold, Colton Array would be interesting, and Axel. I'll bring in Axel, the deserter. So it'll be the four of us playing. I forgot. I had to lead it off to someone else to do it. Can I let Marcy do it?
I think
this is where me being new to D&D thing is.
That's fine. I don't think it's a game-breaking problem, and as you know, I am more than willing to bend rules if they don't break the game. And so it sounds like you already have something in mind, so let's just go with it.
Okay. All right. I would like to so since it's dealing with a weak point in our defenses, I'd say since our little ship isn't particularly armed with, let's say, like combat or things that could help defend, we could lead off with that. And we'll start in a scene or a room where we had fixed the fungi, but part of the ship we need fixing, let's say, like repairing. And this is Axel talking, so how do you expect us to get our ship moving when this stupid crap has been just smothering our whole ship? I can't get... Why am I even stuck here? This is not my problem.
Cold looks over at Axel and is like, for a second, he's like, brother? Like, wow, I really feel this. But you brought me here. Why'd you bring me here? I don't need to be stuck in this monotonous bullshit. Same as you. At least you know what you're doing with your hands. I'd rather be out there snapping necks.
That's the kind of attitude I like. You know, we
Damn
need our
right.
defenses. You like fist bumps.
Cold does not fist
You
bump.
all well know there are not enough. There weren't enough people working on this ship. There's not enough security. There's not enough laborers to deal with this sort of problem. So we are all just going to have to do our best and to make this work. If we can't fix the wiring in this part of the ship, then this entire branch of the station is going to have to shut down. This is where the kitchens are.
No, not the
Oh,
kitchen.
there's no way in heck I want to be eating Brenda's
kitchen.
food.
No.
I love Brenda's cookies.
I know
We
you
need
do.
to be filled
That's
up.
the problem.
No, the same way.
You're getting soft on me, Colton. Getting real soft.
Same way we all need to be fueled up. We've got to pull our hands together and make sure that we're ready.
Don't touch me.
I'm not touching you. I would never.
We talked about hand holding. You're the sissy over there talking about hand-holding. I thought you were cool. I was wrong.
Is there any sort of internal reporting service in the Knights Errant? In Errant Security. I feel like that's an inappropriate way to talk to anyone you're working with.
Sorry. You actually think that there's some sort of bureaucracy going on around here? I just rounded up a bunch of guys. I beat them all in a match, and I said, you have to run with me. You have to be my dudes. You're going to come into combat. You're probably going to die, and it's going to be glorious. And you don't really have a choice about it.
Colton just nods behind him like, yeah, that's
I took Colton from an orphanage.
How it happened.
I just walked in there and I grabbed him and I was like, he's coming with me. And nobody was strong enough to stop me.
Life. You know, life is pretty miserable back there.
Yeah, and now I put his life in danger all the time. That's my right. I won him.
Die for you, sir.
That's my boy. Oh, man.
Can you
we don't have to. I will, but we're going to win, right?
I don't like that attitude, Colton. It's not how I raised you.
We're going to win, right, sir?
Yes.
It's the winning attitude I like.
There's not a we're gonna, it's we will win.
Yeah. Well, tell me, what have you all been doing to make sure that the spaceship is well running? I mean, I shouldn't... I'm not gonna say I haven't done anything, but, you know, seeing you guys, I haven't seen you guys really put any work together. Even though you guys have literally fucking sprayed the ship and everything. He's been leading back.
I think I should win him in combat too.
I don't think that you can win people in combat.
Disagree.
Empirically. I've received your submission, and I think that we should process that at a later date. Actually, I don't care if you win Axel in combat. And if that's what both of you consent to at a future time, then I think that's fantastic. As long as there's a future time, and we need to repair the wiring and repair the bulkhead in this part of the station if there's going to be a future time.
I'm still really confused by you brought me.
We need someone to lift the heavy metal plates.
All right.
I could do that.
Colton, perfect. You're the man for the job.
Aren't you hey, Cold? Aren't you like some kind of soldier? You know, that's
built for combat. Bred for it, actually. I raised this man since he was a small child. He was still a man back then. That's how badass this boy is. Colton is my right hand.
Thank you, sir.
Wow.
Damn right. Don't get soft on me. Stop eating those fucking cookies.
Yes, sir.
Hey, those cookies? No, actually, more for me then, because those cookies are bomb.
Somebody else get poisoned. I don't even want to win in combat anymore.
All right, we'll end the scene there.
What the hell did we even do?
I don't know. I started getting sidetracked, and I was like,
no, I like that though. That's exactly what
I feel like what we did was generate some red stones.
Yes, exactly.
The next would be Rob.
Oh shit. Okay.
Deal with weak point in the defenses. All right, this is what Cold was built for. All right, it's gonna be Colt and the Ray. It's gonna be. You know what? We're gonna get Armistice in there, and yeah, we'll drag Axel along. That filthy deserter. All right. So what I'm envisioning is, so we've dealt with, or I don't know if we dealt with the wiring. We'll find out. What I'm envisioning is that a small like squadron has breached into the hull of our ship or our like station, and Cold has gone around and grabbed both Armistice for her constant and loud announcements of her being the greatest person to lead this assault. Grabs Colton, of course, because Colton's going everywhere Cold does. And brings along the deserter because he wants to see if Axel can actually perform.
So I'm imagining we're standing in kind of like a bulkhead, like holding a bulkhead door. They're sort of breaching with torches or whatever, cutting through the bulkhead door slowly, and we're just standing there waiting. Cold is sitting there, just sharpening his axe, and as the door is just being like slowly cut down, sparks flying everywhere, and he's just sitting there quite contentedly.
Are they breaching from the outside of the ship?
Yep.
It's kind of, yeah.
Yep.
Colton's just sitting there.
Yep.
Do we
Okay.
have spacesuits on or like a gravity shield?
Nope.
I imagine we have spacesuits on. Armistice is
Cold
gonna
has
say,
the head on, like just like a breathing apparatus and the helmet, and his body is completely exposed to the vacuum of space because he doesn't care.
In the background, Brenda is oblivious to anything happening. Is still making a nice meal for everyone with the fungi.
Armistice is going to say, Armistice is like checking very methodically, like checking their weapon for the 6th time in a row. And it's like a space assault rifle with like bullets that have like individual propulsion inside them. And Armistice is checking the weapon and says, as soon as they breach, we're not going to have atmosphere in here, and that axe isn't going to be any good.
It's funny you should say that. Those AT-31s, that blaster you're fiddling with right there? Yeah, they're prone to failure, jamming all the time. Used one back in the war. Colton actually got his dumb ass stuck in a trench. He was trying to fire that thing at a tank.
Thank you for bringing that up, sir.
No problem. But this axe, it's got titanium edges, as well as plasma cutting spike on the back. Thing cuts through tanks. I flew in there like an absolute badass, and yes, I don't mind tooting my own horn. Flew in there like an absolute badass. Picked up Colton, threw him onto the tank treads, just on top that little nice soft spot where everything is sort of held together. Threw him up there, hopped up, chopped into that axe, threw Colton's dumbass in there.
Can you confirm all of this? Because this man just sounds like he's just spewing bullshit now.
It sounds like this man is spewing bullshit.
No, that really happened. I will say, though, sir, this is a bit of a different scenario, and I think maybe you should put on the rest of your spacesuit, just in case.
I saw Maroon back there, and he was checking out my abs when I had my shirt off, and I figured, might as well give people a show.
Okay. Yes, sir.
The old adage of, when you get really cold that your nipples can cut diamonds. Well, I really want to test that.
Oh yeah, so you're gonna defend us with your cold diamond nipples.
Yep.
Also, I just want to say Colton is agreeing with everything he says because this man signs the paychecks.
Perfect.
Did it really happen?
Armistice is like keying in everything that Cold says, like, I'm gonna report the fuck out of you to the Better Business Bureau as soon as we get out of this.
Axel is thinking of ways to just, take a spacesuit and then find a way out.
As all that's happening, they finally finish the cutting of the breach, and the whole section with the molten edges of it just gets ripped out into space, and Cold in a half second grabs onto Colton's shirt and just holds onto a rod that's welded to the side of the bulkhead, and just holds on as the rest of the air is sucked out of the room.
Armistice's training kicks in, I guess, and they are already firing while they sidestep over to grab Cold and pull Cold down to the ground so their mag boots can reconnect with the hull.
True. Right.
Colton has already stepped out in front of Cold as well, just doing the same thing, gun out, shooting, but knows instinctively to get in front of Cold because that was exactly what was going to happen.
You Colton, but don't stand in the way of the bullets. I'm gonna call that scene.
I hate it.
Perfect. I've done my job.
Eel, mutiny.
I kind of want to do the scene that would have come just before that.
Cool.
So the alarms are going off, the breach is happening. Oh my god, how did we not see this coming? Except I want to do it from obviously Maroon this time. Let's do Brenda and I'd like to have Armistice. I think maybe just checking in on Brenda after all of the like mushroom fire thing. Maybe we both ended up there at the same time. I want to play into Armistice's like crush on Maroon. So we both just kind of showed up there at the same time and just making sure she's okay before the alarms go off. We'll have it just before the alarms go off. And Armistice got distracted. Hey, what are you doing here?
So are we bumping into each other basically outside of Brenda's door?
Yeah.
Armistice has a small potted cactus in like an O2 globe.
Cute.
Like, oh, Maroon, you're not working. You're not assigned to this section right now.
No, I'm just here to check on Brenda. You know, little old lady in her little poison-filled house.
Her house is filled with a lot of poison. I don't know if she's okay.
Yeah, but she makes good cookies. Why are you here? You doing all your military work?
Yes, I'm doing my I wanted to say maybe, like you said, like her house is filled with poison. I think maybe you shouldn't eat the cookies so much.
That would be so impolite.
That would be so impolite. You eat a lot of them, so maybe you could eat one to be polite and then not eat more of them. Just because her house is filled with poison. And she's not, she didn't work at this station before. She's an outlier. She was on the wing out in the stars before, and I don't know where she comes from, but she's real comfortable with things that I'm not real comfortable with, and maybe you wouldn't be real comfortable with too.
Maybe you just need to broaden your horizons.
Well, I mean, I guess I could stand to broaden my horizons a little, but I was hoping more for, like traveling the stars and seeing some of the prettier moons, maybe with someone special or maybe with friends. But I definitely didn't think that, and I still don't think that eating an old woman who's weirdly fond of poison and fungus' strange cookies, that's not the horizon that I want to broaden.
That's some real deep words you're saying there. And I really appreciate that you're trying to look out for me. That's very kind of you. Well,
you've been so helpful to everyone here, and you got here by accident, and you didn't mean to be here, but you picked up some tools and you started working, and now we're under siege, and you could probably escape, but you haven't yet. You're still here checking on Brenda. And
speaking of Brenda,
she's in
Brenda.
She's in the little room that she is. She has like 2 headphones on, and you can hear like from outside of like her headphones, because she's like partially deaf, let's say, and you can hear do 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 do, and then she's making her food. Well, she's mixing something that you can't quite see, but you can you can smell the distinct odor of the fungus.
Smells certainly like something in here. My mom's cooking. That's what it is.
Noticing noticing the shadows from the light from the hallway, she turns back. Oh my! Oh, you love. Oh, yes, it's so good to see you, my beautiful young. I call you my children because I just love and want to take care of all of you. She gives the cheek to cheek kiss for both of you.
Oh, well, Brenda, you remind me of home.
Come sit. You've come at the perfect time. I've made you my special. It's an old recipe that I've made. It's got a little. I hope you guys are okay with a little bit of garlic, cayenne, and added. It's mixed with a little bit of tofu, but it's. Please enjoy this.
Thank you so
much. Wait, what do you
much.
mean garlic? Did you get? You know that garlic is only for the stores of the ship, right? That's part of the protected culture of seedlings.
Let her eat the food. She's giving us delicious food. What are you gonna
yes, listen, see? They understand me. So please sit down. And she's like pressing you onto like a table and chair, like pushing you the food towards you. It would be so rude if you did not. Please tell me if it's good.
It would be so rude if we didn't eat it.
Armistice is absolutely not sitting down, and it's just like standing there. I assume that Brenda is not putting the full muscles into the push. This is like a guiding push. So Armistice is standing there and just like ignoring the push and like also kind of looking around the room like for spores in the air and signs of the fungus in the room.
Armistice, why don't you just come on, sit down, have a nice meal.
I already ate.
Suit yourself. I guess it's just me and Brenda. I know you're a busy woman. You got things to do.
I know the good ones from the bad. You know, the ones that respect the elder, the ones that will take what is given. To be so
and
fortunate.
I think at this moment the alarm starts going off, blaring. Like, no one was watching the controls. They have now breached our bubble, and everything's just flashing red. Yo, whoa, what's that?
Oh, that's just my music, no?
Armistice says, I have to go, and just turns and, like, marches out of the room, half running.
Oh my! So the original challenge. Deal with the weak point in our defenses.
I feel like we just let it happen.
I think the next scene, the last scene for the challenge, is going to be Armistice and Just Cold.
Oh. Okay.
This scene is going to be, we're going to hop forward in time again. It's going to be after they breached. I think what happened is that the breach was a diversionary force. So we basically, like, it popped open and we emptied a few, I at least Armistice emptied a few rounds at the opening while going and, like, pulling Cold down. And after, like, 30 seconds of semi-firefight, it became clear that no one was coming through the hole. And immediately we, like, moved one of the heavy metal sheets into place and, like, sticky tacked it, like, spray tacked it into place until we have an opportunity to weld it. Yep. And obviously, Cold is hypothermic.
The vacuum of space. Yep.
He's an idiot.
Yep.
And so I think this scene is basically just Armistice and Cold. And Armistice has... This is a few minutes later. You've already had, like, blankets and stuff put around you while you were dragged to the inside the kitchen where there's like water nozzles and spray and stuff and an oven, and the oven is just cranked, and Armistice is holding cold in front of it.
Oh, okay.
In the blankets, and it's I think the scene cuts into Armistice saying, "I'm going to shoot you in the back if you keep up this chicanery, this bullshit."
Definitely seems like a coward move there, Princess.
Everything that you're doing is a coward move. You're pretending you want this glorious ending, but you're throwing yourself at every opportunity to die over something stupid.
I will throw myself at every opportunity, Princess. I'm ready to die. I can't say the same for you, though. And it was your intel that was wrong. Told me that was a weak point, an opening, somewhere that they would come through. And noticing that nobody came through. And now I'm sitting in front of a fireplace. Kind of disappointed.
Okay.
Oh, did they teach you that back when you were in like private school? You know, when you're really wealthy family and your two brothers and sisters, two older than you. I'm assuming they have the same name, 1 and 2, and then you're the third. I'm assuming that they also went to the same school, learned all those dumb tactics, and told me to go stand by the door that wasn't actually the weak point, wasn't where they were actually breaching. I'm kind of upset about that, actually.
Don't be ridiculous. Of course they didn't have to go to military school. They could get real jobs.
Oh, so you don't have a real job. That's pretty embarrassing. At least it's got to be. You sit on a seedling farm and do nothing all day. Oh, poor little princess.
I was proud in my way to role in overseeing the protection of history until I saw the character of the other people that had been hired on for that same mission.
You can rationalize it however you like, Princess. Feel real good about your charity work.
Armistice is going to punch Armistice being cold in the face.
Yes. Yeah, Cold straight up gets punched in the face, suffering from hypothermia and being quite out of it right now. It actually it full connects and he reels back a bit. Oh, did they teach you that where you learned how to harvest seeds?
There is an opportunity to win here, and there is an opportunity to die for a reason that your name will be remembered for. But you almost froze to death on a diversionary assault. You can blame my intel if you want, but you're the leader of Errant. You're the one running the security for this station. This is your intel that I tried to take initiative with, and you almost died on your intel.
I like you, Princess.
You are looking for the smoothest way out. I don't know what demons you have chasing you, but if you keep fighting them in ways that get the rest of your forces and the other members of this station caught up in the battle, then I will kill you before you harm anyone else. I would love for you to have the death that you deserve because I would love to see you die at this point, but it would just be a lot better if you died doing something worthwhile. But I don't need that for you.
Fair enough. But you're not going to keep me from that death. I will die, and my name will be remembered, regardless. And you'll just sit in the annals of history as the person who defended a stupid seedling fort. Whereas I was known as the guy who, first of all, defended a singular point, shirtless, in space. Either way, that's cool. So, at this point, the rest is just gravy. Get me into a fight. Now. Use that big brain of yours.
Common rabble like you don't understand legacy you think your actions, because they're cool, will last longer than the people who tell those stories with their tongues, and you think I've got nothing because I'm the third of a house.
Oh, because Daddy
But the
earned
name
your
of
name.
my house will be
Daddy and
echoing.
Mommy earned your name. Unlike me, I earned mine. I'll be the progenitor of a new generation, of a bunch of people who will carry my name, unlike you. Your parents carry the name, you're just inheriting it.
Armistice is gonna punch
Again.
Cold in the face again.
God, I'm doing good.
and walk away, and I'm gonna call that scene.
That's
Yes.
fantastic.
Bravo.
Wow. The intensity?
I miss mine and Marcy's like in-person games because we yell at each other. We will be like in each other's faces crying. I miss those.
We
You
do
have to
bring up
miss them.
something very confrontational in each other.
It's so fun.
Okay. All right.
Cold
So-
can't take the cold. Oof. Ouch.
Once again, always a chance to win, always a chance to lose. 1 white and 1 red in the bag. If your main character is unhappy about the path the Fellowship has taken, hold up 1 finger. If your main character wants the quest to fail, hold up 2 fingers. Otherwise, hold up a fist. So we were supposed to be dealing with a weak point. Is everyone ready?
Yep.
Go. 2 more red stones in the bag.
Eesh.
As a
Man,
player,
I'm like-
do you think the fellow...
I'm liking this.
As a player, do you think the Fellowship did what was necessary to succeed at the challenge? Thumbs up if yes, thumbs down if no. We ready?
Yep.
Yep. Oh.
Feels bad, man.
3 more red.
Oof.
And 1... And 1 more white.
My
Oh, wait.
unstoppable optimism.
But cold's not in combat. If someone dies, it's not cold. No.
He just has a heart attack randomly.
Yeah. You know, I guess that'd be fair. That'd be justice in a sense. In a horrible sense.
First stone.
What are your
Oh, red.
earlier
Surprise,
things?
surprise.
Oh,
Second stone. Oh, red.
Oh.
Surprise.
Oh no.
A character betrays or is betrayed by the Fellowship and is lost, and we lose the challenge.
As horrible as it sounds, I think Brenda is my personal thought, just because she's straight up harvesting poison, and feeding it to
I
us.
didn't mean it.
She doesn't.
But okay, but at the same time, I was also thinking my secondary character because he has done like nothing to help with the ship or with the crew,
Yeah.
and he like walked away when they were getting, what's the word? Attacked? Is that breached? Yeah, breached. So I don't know. Axel's out there, and I'm fine with losing him and portraying the group.
Yeah, I could see that. Marcy, your thoughts?
You want Axel to betray the group?
Yeah.
Okay, how do you imagine it happening?
So in that scene where we were getting breached, he had actually not helped. He didn't help defend, and instead he walked the other way and potentially. I'm just throwing it out there. What if he had some kind of tracker on him, or some kind of like radio that was giving other people intel about the weak spots and the perfect time to come and attack, because we had just dealt with some uncontrollable fungus, and parts of our ship was not in the best conditions. So it would have been a perfect time to let the crew know, okay, let's make our break in.
Okay. So I like this. So he's the one, he had like a transponder kind of. So the I assume, the core Big Seed Co. has some sort of like unmanned mining sort of ship, which was how they were able to cut it open the side. So is Axel the one who like put the signal for like, here's the place to cut?
Oh, and he's a deserter, so he would have been part of that group.
He would easily be bought out by the highest bidder, right?
Oh, you damn traitor.
Like, get his name back.
Oh, that's good. That is good.
Okay. Here's what I'm liking for this. Cold, realizing that it absolutely was his intel, is like, no, wait, no, something is up. So after he warms up, he goes to like investigate the breach site and finds the transponder.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Shit.
Are we gonna do a scene for that, or is that just?
He's got a little masking tape with his name on it, and like really poor handwriting.
How would I know? I guess maybe, yeah, like my initial gut assumption is because Axel walked away. Axel didn't want to be there for the fight. Even the old lady Brenda was cooking food in the back. Seems kind of sus.
Yeah, you've already mentioned that you have been kind of like keeping an eye on Axel, right?
Yeah. I was originally
so we could reframe that as like you actually had a bad feeling about this person.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I think would be a cool scene is Cold like cornering Axel and like killing him.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so am I framing this scene then?
Yeah, you can go
right.
ahead.
Okay, so I'm imagining for some reason I'm envisioning that Axel is like prepping his gear. He's like getting ready to leave. He's done his job. He's distracted us enough, and there's just like the black silhouette of like Cold like punches the button to Axel's door, and the door opens, and there's just like complete blackness of like his silhouette standing there. Leaving so soon. For a second there, I thought I could call you brother. I thought that you'd be one of us.
You knew I wasn't from here. Why would I stay?
Why would you stay? I thought you'd want to die with me in glorious combat, like the rest of my men. Do you think I choose them willy-nilly? Do you think I just handpick them for no reason?
Is there anyone to impress here? What? You're impressing the grandma here by the corner? Die in glory. Who's gonna remember you?
You think that granny ain't the baddest fucking bitch on this ship?
Yeah, I'm gonna say she's not the baddest.
No, shut the hell up. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. That chick has fought through more battles than I can count, and one day I hope to be as badass as her.
Oh yeah, the battle with the fungus? She's there in the corner all day. What? Mixing cookies? That's useless. We don't need that on a ship.
Your dumb ass couldn't even make cookies as good as her, using half the fucking ingredients. And I grab Axel by the throat. You're so fucking lucky. You're so fucking lucky you don't get to die by my hand. I'm gonna throw you into space. You wanna leave so bad? See if you can swim to that ship. And I just... No, like you're like mid talk, and I just fucking whip you out of airlock.
Oh shit! Damn.
Scene.
Somewhere else on the ship, Armistice has like a running population counter, and it beeps.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh, wait, but you can't hear in space.
No one.
All right, last challenge.
Oh,
Who's picked challenges
it's
so
not
far?
my choice. So I just need to run to the washroom real quick. I will be right back.
So, Marcy, do you have an idea, or? I kind of like the idea of stop the citizens from accepting terms of surrender. That's what's speaking to me. But if you've got anything,
I want action, though.
Yeah.
I know I don't usually quite lean that way.
True. I think we're all, or both me and you, we're breaching outside of our normal boxes.
I'm feeling either repel invaders storming the walls or take the fight to the invaders. I feel like maybe repel invaders is the better one. I feel like we're financially outclassed
Yeah.
by Big Seed Co.
Yep.
Yeah.
Repel
Alright.
invaders.
I like that idea. Cold likes that idea.
Jesus. This character fucking Colton.
I wasn't sure I'd like Cold at first, but he wasn't originally how I intended to design him, but I like him.
I like that he is evocative. I like that about him.
And that is all.
That is it. That's my job.
Perfect.
I'm used to you playing such mild mannered and
Yeah.
and secretly evil characters.
Yep.
So
It's
let's
fun.
do repel invaders storming walls.
Oh, exciting.
They just got these really big, what are those grass trimmers to barge in? Give me your seeds!
And I think what makes it particularly difficult is the obvious thing is that like we're overpowered significantly. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with that. What makes it difficult is that we are significantly overpowered. This is a corporate versus it's. Yeah. So we are overpowered. Enough that we should be throwing in the towel.
Would you like to start the scene?
I am going to throw it off to Ailish for the first scene, and I would also like to go to the bathroom while you think of that.
Okay. Not my main character, but I would like to do it with Colton.
All right.
Alright.
Since it is a battle after all. I guess I can cross Axel off of my list of characters.
True.
Wait, we have literally never had your secondary character in the game.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh yeah, the price.
Everybody just liked Cold.
I mean, he's a great character, but now I want to see Gabrielle.
Oh, I would love to see Gabrielle. So if you want to bring Gabrielle,
I
am totally
especially
down.
love that she shows up right as we're under siege.
Oh, true.
How
That's very
convenient.
interesting. So
Gabriel's
let's
still got
do
morals, though.
Colton with Gabriel,
All right.
as well as Armistice whenever Marcy gets back.
Awesome.
Where are you thinking this setting will take place?
Okay, so has Gabrielle been here the whole time, or did she literally just show up?
You know what? I think that her literally just showing up kind of fits in the sense of she had like a question of conscience in a sense of, she does respect the monetary gain to be had of taking over this small mom and pop seedling place. But at the same time, she truly believes in fair play and fair what's it called? Fair contest. So monopolies can't exist in her mind. And so the fact that they're trying to take it over, she's like, yeah, you know what? I'll give some moral support to the other side.
So Marcy, I just realized that we have not had Rob's side character. The
Cold
money
has just been very compelling,
Yeah. So what I'm thinking for this scene is Armistice and Colton gearing up, ready to fight for their lives, and their little seed bank. And now Gabrielle has just shown up out of nowhere. So I guess we're in like the armory or whatever kind of spaceship version of an armory would be.
I think
and yeah, we're gearing up, and I want Gabrielle to start.
All right.
Like, she appears in the doorway.
Gabrielle walks in, and she is completely clothed in gold, like robes that flow to the ground in the purest gold, and she has both of her hands in her sleeves.
Armistice says, great conductor.
Colton says, you're not supposed to be in here. I don't think I've seen you on the ship before.
Lucra bless you both. Yes, I have not been on this ship before. I came from what you would consider the other side, but what I consider to be an interested party.
Colton's got his gun up on her.
I promise you that there is no need for weapons. I promise you that I am here to help. I truly do not believe in a singular entity holding sway over all others. And I think that your mom and pop shop is very intriguing. The idea of such a small financial entity having even a modicum of control over the small aspects of seed and fauna trading is quite appealing.
Armistice, I guess the security are like getting dressed up in their security clothes, which I imagine is like lightly padded with some reflective shielding, like spacesuits and some small internal propulsion, small arms kind of things. And meanwhile, Armistice is loading has a decaled and colored red heavy armor slot suit, and is just like with that small business and that family money beside each other while this person is saying that, Armistice is just going to like cock their gun and be like, yeah, truly small businesses are the underpinning of our society. Don't worry, Colton. She's on the population list.
Absolutely. And I truly respect your ability to put together such fantastic and brutal arms in such a short amount of time with such limited funds. Lucra truly blesses all of us this day.
Lady, can I ask why you're here?
I am here because I had a conscience or a moral dilemma, and I wish to support the smaller financial entity to see that there is fair competition.
Well, we're about to fight the big Seed Corps. Well,
And you are not in need of moral assistance. I noticed that there is quite a
that's what you're here for?
I am here
Like,
to
unless you could strap on a gun and maybe join the ranks, or if
perhaps
you can help out with, well, you said financial. Can you fund us immediately right now?
I will not fund you. In fact, as odd as it may seem, my order does not actually possess money. But I will, however, provide you with guidance, and I will make sure that each one of you feels the desire and the strength of will to fight against such an enormous corporation. I noticed as I walked through the halls that each one of your people hides, and some of them pray that they will actually lose to this corporation, because what would it matter? What would it matter to each one of them if they were just part of a cog? They were a wheel in the overarching scheme of, what the hell is the name of the the enemies?
Big
Seed
Seed Corps.
Seed Corp.
Dark Star? Big
Dark-
Seed Corps.
We'll go Seed Corp.
It sounds like they're the ones that might need moral support here. And Armistice like checks their pad and says, Priestess Gabrielle, those people might be the ones who are requiring a steadying hand on their shoulder during trying times such as these. And it sounds, your voice sounds steady. I'm sure your hand is too. Maybe they're the ones who need you.
Perhaps.
Well, some fancy words ain't gonna help us in here. But
No.
if you want to go and help the people out there, I can support it. Although
Perhaps.
I still don't know how you got here. I'm gonna look into that. That's concerning.
Perhaps, and she smiles. Perhaps I can do both. I am not particularly adept at combat, but in trying times, having one who will stand at the front regardless of their strength of arms will inspire.
And she reaches over and, almost like reading minds, Armistice hands her a shotgun.
And as Armistice is handing her the shotgun, Armistice says, now that's what I'm talking about. Put your money where your mouth is.
I always did love that saying.
Scene.
I love playing priests. I'll never lose to that.
Oh, that was good.
Oh, that felt good. Okay.
That's the missing
That was
link.
what was missing.
Yeah.
We didn't have Rob's priest character.
The best comes last. That's what I like to say.
I think for my scene, I would like to do. Okay. I think it's a space battle kind of thing. I think that we obviously took the fuel from a few ships, and so we are down some of our light craft. But, you know, Armistice definitely conscripted the military, the security force for their fuel so that there would be fuel left in her glider, which is a very nice glider. And I think, actually, maybe it's not a space battle, but I think that Armistice and Mar are out on a patrol. I don't think the station has like personal point defense cannons or anything, so ships need to be out a little bit far. to ward off torpedo strikes, and to also, I think our scanners probably aren't long-range scanners, and paramilitary ships probably do have long-range scanners. Mm-hmm. So Armistice and Mar are like out on the wing, patrolling the area in between where we know Black Star, or at least most of Black Star is, and talking to each other over the comms. And it's calm, and the station is, I think the station is part of a kind of light asteroid belt. Are there moons big enough for asteroid belts? I want a moon and an asteroid belt, but just for the aesthetics.
Sure, let's do it. Why
Maybe
not?
Just a moon. The station orbits a moon.
Oh, it's a shattered moon. It's like there's parts of it broken.
Thank you, Rob.
Yes.
No worries.
Fantastic. And Armistice is going to say, so what did you do before you were here?
I don't know, man. I just floated around, tried to have a good time. Nothing like whatever you were doing, that's for sure.
What I've seen of you so far is that, it's no small feat that you know how to take care of, decrepit members of the community, people who are disabled or moving on in times, and that's not nothing. And you're also piloting a military craft right now, and
well, you float around enough, you learn some things, jack of all trades and all that. I don't know, I just learned some stuff.
Do you feel like you're a master of none?
Man, I don't know what I'm doing here. I just got no way to leave.
I mean, you could have left. There are ships leaving all the time. You could have continued to buffet about on the breeze. I guess money would have been tight no matter what you did. Is that...
Oh, yeah, you sure know about that, huh?
No.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
You were talking about broadening horizons earlier, and I'd like to see more of this whole universe that we have in front of us. And now I'm worried that we're gonna...
You want to slum it with the poor?
Well, I mean, you wouldn't be poor if you were traveling with me.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just trying to, do what's right, I guess. Make my life mean something in my own little way. What even are you doing here?
It was just convenient. It would look good for the family name. I had the right skill set for it. There's money like my family has. I don't really need to think about what to do, and I'm a child far enough down the line that I don't really need to do anything special. It just needs to look good. I get a lot of freedom with that. This is just where I wound up.
Must be nice.
Like this is just where you wound up.
Well, I guess that's true. I guess we do have a little bit in common, huh?
I bet we have more in common than that.
I just think you need to relax a little sometimes, Try the fungus cookies.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Drink the Kool-Aid.
Mar, do you know they're fungus cookies?
I mean,
you know?
Yeah, that's Brenda's whole deal, right?
That fungus has been dissolving steel and rubber and wiring.
Yeah, but I ain't made of steel and rubber and wiring.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Are you? You could, because that'd be really cool, actually.
No,
Are you? Wait, are you?
I'm not made of steel and rubber and wiring.
Ah, that would have been so cool.
My father lost his arm in one of the last Corpo wars. His arm is made of steel and rubber and wiring, but just his arm.
That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. It's very lifelike. It's very lifelike. And one time there was this dignitary of another one of the companies that was visiting, and it was absolutely inappropriate. It was absolutely inappropriate, but I think you remind me of him sometimes because of your sense of humor. So there was this visiting dignitary from another one of the
dignitary?
like an ambassador, like
Big dignitary.
like a big shot from another company.
Hey, I ain't nothing like that.
Galaxy had come to visit and was just, people even richer than us, and was just being very rude the whole time. People had been talking about how rude this dignitary was. Pardon me?
Sorry, you said us collectively. Richer than
Like,
us?
I'm telling you a story about my family right now.
Right. Okay. I'm following.
And word had gotten around about how rude this guy was. And
Am I the rude one?
no, it's not like a metaphor. It's just a story. It's scary.
Sorry. Okay.
Anyway, my dad used his prosthetic arm to crush this guy's hand.
Okay. You should have started with that.
At a party. I was leading up to it. That's how you tell a story.
Sorry.
If we get out of here alive, can we go somewhere? I'll pick up the tab. This was the stupidest thing that I've ever done. And it sounds like when you do stupid things, it's usually more fun.
Wait. Are you asking me out?
I'm asking you on an adventure. And but I just want to get away, and you seem like someone who knows how to get away. That's the more important thing.
I mean, I certainly know how to have a good time. I mean, if you're paying, yeah, I'll go out with you.
And I think, I imagine it's been cutting back and forth between, interior shots of the cockpits. And I think at this point it cuts out. And it's just, our two ships flying a ways apart. And you hear, but if I was asking you out, what would you think? And that's where I'm going to end scene.
Oh, my God. That scene was fantastic.
Oh, my God.
It's a story called Love. An adventure called Love.
Oh, that was cute.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, my heart. Oh,
Laura's still a little confused on the details, but
I think that's
down
what our
for someone
mistress
buying
likes.
dinner for him.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
that was
man.
amazing.
Shaz.
All right, we gotta get some action in here now. Oh, let's start rolling in and let's get our enemy locked and loaded, ready to attack our ship.
We should be following here.
Hmm?
You said we've got to get some action. Is there a story that we should be following here?
Oh no, of course not. No.
Hell no.
What are we talking about here? So I want the is it Dark Star or I'm getting mixed up with the names of the supposed enemy.
Darkstar is the bad guy. Your insecurity is ours.
Okay, Dark Star. Let's say some kind of dropship has cornered or made its way around to the side of our ship, and where it had been breached already, there are some soldiers that are roaming in and kind of like scouting out the area before they start looting the place. And I want to have I want Cold for sure in this. I want Maroon, and I want Armistice, and I have Brenda. Brenda is gonna. So let's say we're all in the. We've gathered in, like, the main part of the ship, like the center where we usually do our little gatherings just to relax, and we start hearing some of the shuffling and the knocking down of some steel or whatever we hear. Oh no! Do you hear those noises? I don't think there are as many feet or people on the ship that I hear. Do you guys hear that?
Armistice is like playing on their comm system that like has the population and everything, and is saying, I don't have any contacts. Unless they're scrambling us, there's no way that this could be Darkstar.
Brenda, you sound a little bit nervous, and I was a little bit afraid. Come on, you've survived more than this.
Oh no, I'm only worried about you guys. I don't want you to be hurt. I don't know what kind of capabilities you. Well, I'm surely confident of you guys, of course, but you have not seen what I faced.
Armistice is going to say, I'm sure you've faced a good many things, especially when you tend to put random fungus in your mouth. But unless there's something wrong with the computers, it should be fine.
No, I've got a feeling about this. When my senses are tingling. I've heard this before. No, we have to check. Please guard the doors.
That your fancy schmancy computers may be wrong from time to time.
Not gonna lie, I'm gonna trust the old woman. I mean, I heard about her battle fighting the worms of Atraxian 5. All on her own. Her whole entire squad didn't listen to her. And she was the only one who made it out alive. And not gonna lie, while I do want to die in glorious combat, I want to survive as long as possible.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that you've shifted your perspective on this issue a little.
Had a change of heart? Maybe a little bit, princess.
At this point, the soldiers start roaming into the room, and with the ends of their guns, they start slamming into the door, leaving dents. And so it's a kind of like sheet metal doorway, and from our side, you can see the door warp from every hit that they're starting to make.
That's a little bit disconcerting. That's 6-inch plate steel.
I don't want to die.
Please, I know that you guys are well equipped. You've been working very hard, and you're young, and I know what you're capable of. Colt, I've heard what you've done with Axel. I am fondly appreciative of what you've done.
Of me throwing that man into space. Man, you've made my day, Brenda.
I know. Sometimes I recognize it is a far-fetched idea to believe in unity of everyone, but I know that you will always protect the ones you love, and if that means hurting those, then maybe unity is not what we need.
Yeah, Cold. You love protecting people, right? You're not gonna let me die here.
You're not gonna die here, Maroon.
Colt! Colt, guard the doors.
You got
It
it.
was fun.
It was
We
a good
must find
time,
a way
Brenda.
to deal. And then the soldiers start barging in now that the plate doors have fallen over. And one of the soldiers, well, 3 of the soldiers have marched in and grabs Cole and immediately pummels him down to the ground and starts wailing on him.
Uses a Colton to protect him.
And I thought this wasn't gonna be fun. All right, well, even if I die here, you guys get your dumb asses out alive.
Yeah.
Gotta tell my story at least.
Are you choking this over the speaker at us?
Yeah.
I shoot Maroon and Armistice to go help. And then I reach over and I rip my shawl off. And underneath I am wearing a, like, is it a unitard? It's a unitard. And then I'm armed with belts with my fungi weapons. And one of them is a kind of like orb shooter. So a laser. No, we're making it out of the fungus. So I've cultivated, in a sense, these guns for all of you. So the 3 of you have handed over a little, think like Rick and Morty, like the little
Like the portal gun?
Portal gun kind of thing?
like the portal gun, that kind of size. But what shoots out is a long laser beam, and it emits this blue fluorescent light that just melts through anything it goes through.
Cold.
You've doubted all of my expertise. No, please use these.
Cold
I've never
like
shot
grabs the
anyone
guy's
before.
leg that's like next to him, pulls him down, puts his axe on his throat, leans his entire shoulder into it, and cuts the guy's head off as like all of that is happening.
All right. The 2 others are just, they back up in just complete disbelief and kind of stagger in a way. They're shocked. They do not know what to do. They've never seen this before, and they're wielding like what looks like a rake of some sort, a pointed edge, and then the other one is armed with like an actual gun and not knowing what to do. They stand there just frozen.
Armistice is not going to use the fungus weapon, and it's just going to snap off like 2 quick sidearm shots and hit a panel to make the reinforced atmosphere doors go down over the one that they broke down.
Maroon has never killed anyone before, but hey, they've got Cold. Like, this is like while they're pummeling Cold and like, ah!
The 2 kind of like look over their shoulder like, oh my god, and they brace themselves with the arms in the air trying to defend themselves, and more soldiers start roaming through, and that's where the scene ends.
We got one more scene.
Shit.
Oh my god.
Whose scene is it?
It's yours.
Wait, wasn't I first scene?
Rob.
Oh, okay. Shit. All right. Whew.
I don't think it has to be an action scene. You don't need to feel penned in by that because that was the last moment.
Yeah.
Again, Follow is very modular and very easy to move around. This is for the viewers more than Rob, who's played it a bunch of times already. But we could choose to pick up from that moment, or we could choose to be picking up from later on after we've made good an escape and are holed up somewhere else, panic room or whatever. There's a lot of flexibility. It doesn't have to be moment to moment, even when the moments seem extremely intense.
Yeah. Okay. What am I thinking? Yeah, I'm thinking like last holdout. I'm imagining not necessarily like panic room, but we've lost that section of the ship, whether to like destruction or they've overtaken it. We have been pushed back to the main. As weird as it sounds, I always sort of imagined our ship as like modular, almost like the space station. Like there's a large central bit, and that's pretty much where we're holding off. And so who's in it? Okay, we got Cold. Shit, I'm liking where Maroon's going. So yeah, I'm gonna have Maroon in there. And Brenda, as well as Armistice. It's just going to be all our main characters, except for yeah, you know what, all our main characters. Yeah, we're standing in the hall where Brenda usually makes all of her recipes. We're all pretty used to that area. It's normally known as like, you know, a quiet area, a place where not even Cold is allowed to start fights. Like Brenda will kick his ass if he ever pulls any shit in there. And there's
I'll whoop you with the spoon.
Cold's like sitting, sort of like leaning against the one door that's left standing, like, and it's where they're going to come through. Cold's leaning against that door, and he looks over at Brenda. You guys are all sort of like milling about in the center. He looks over at Brenda. You know, I'm pretty sorry, actually. That was one rule I never thought I'd break.
Wide-eyed, looks over. All right, but what is this? I've just got my spoon in the back, just ready.
You know, I think they're more afraid of that than me right now. But this is it. There's just this room. And I am sorry, you stubborn old bat. But
Hey! Nobody disrespects Brenda in front of me.
My lovely you, thank you. But
no disrespect meant. That woman is tough. She's fought more than I have. And you know what? I'm kind of glad. Kind of glad that I didn't get spaced in that first fight. Kind of glad that Princess here made sure that I wasn't frozen and left behind.
Armistice can't punch you for saying that because Armistice is at whatever cookery right now and is twisting knobs and finding that the gas still works. And says, well, I guess we might as well have some of those cookies.
Yes! I have prepared so many here. No, please take them all. Like, throws like a Tupperware to you and so gladly lends it.
Army's having the cookies. Look who's branching out.
You know what?
Just before we all die together.
If Armistice can take my cookies, I will let this room be a little messy for once.
Yes.
But you better buy me new
calls over to Mar to say it's not Army, it's Misty.
Excuse me?
It's not Army, it's Misty.
Oh, you mean like oh. Okay. Eat the cookies.
Hey, Maroon. It sounds like you got something to fight for.
Eat the cookies. Eat the.
I'm chanting along with them.
I liked Army because you wear the uniform and all that jazz.
Yeah, but it's like not a fun word. It's a job word. For me, it's a job word. Like, how would you feel if I called you? What even is your job? Like about Wanderer? None of those are good nicknames. I'm going to call you Wandy. If you call me Army, I'm going to call you Wandy.
Done. Done deal.
Damn it. And Misty takes a bite of the cookie.
As all this is happening, the door is like blown open. So we're normally used to like the like acetylene cutters like chopping their way through. They have planted like some kind of explosive on the other side and just blown the door open. It hits the counter where Brenda normally sets up her meals and sort of cartwheels over it.
Oh.
And there is just smoke and blackness billows from the other side.
Not the food counter.
And I'm going to call that scene.
Brenna unleashes her rage.
Great. Fantastic. Love it.
The dice decide, or the crystals decide.
That's where we ended it? Jesus.
All right. A little bit different for the last one. As usual, 1 red and 1 white, always a chance for victory or failure. But for the last draw, you also add 1 red for every failed challenge, which we failed 1, and 1 white for every passed challenge, and we passed 1. So we start off with 4. If your main character is unhappy about the path the Fellowship has taken, hold up 1 finger. If your main character actually wants the quest to fail, hold up 2 fingers. Otherwise, hold a fist. You ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Go. We managed to turn this a little sweet by the end.
We found a treat
By the end?
Well, we'll see. There's one more thing.
Yeah.
As a player, do you think the Fellowship succeeded at the challenge? Thumbs up if yes, thumbs down if no. This is the 3rd challenge. This will decide the entire quest, not just the challenge. The results of this draw decide the entire quest. So if you won the first 2 challenges and you fail the 3rd, you guys lost.
It's over.
But if you lost the first 2 challenges, you can still win the whole quest. A thing that I really appreciate about Follow is that you're going to see our follow-up, our epilogues. It honors the space that failure needs to take up in good storytelling. And so even when there's a bunch of red stones in the bag, which there still might be, and even if you lose, doesn't mean it's not a cool story. All right, we all ready?
Yeah.
Thumbs up if, as a player, you think the Fellowship succeeded at the challenge. Thumbs down if you think they did not. The challenge:
Oh, that's
repel
hard.
invaders storming the walls. Ready?
Yeah.
Go.
Yep.
It was like a half.
No!
Go in the bag.
Yep.
Triumph.
I really want us to win, but
Yeah, but that didn't feel like a win.
it did not feel like a win.
Nope.
Colt was literally the meat shield there.
That's his job.
Yeah. Otherwise.
All right, here goes. God, I'm stressed out. I like most of these characters so much. First stone.
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay.
Wait, stop. Come on.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Lose 1 character and lose the challenge.
Glory. Yes.
No. Come on. No.
I think we know who we lose.
No.
I kind of imagine that last scene, as those bombs go off to open up the door, we were all kind of calmly waiting for that to happen. And the smoke pours into the room. And I don't think any of us are fighting for the most part. I think we're all just waiting. This is a corporate mission. They don't want to kill anyone else more than they have to. It's not convenient to kill us and to make us disappear, especially because there's a noble, maybe. But I have a feeling that not everyone.
Cold stands up and he looks over at Maroon. You got a life to live, kid. And he looks over at Armistice. I know you never liked me, but if you're feeling charitable, if you're feeling real nice, maybe make sure that my name gets remembered. And
Armistice
Brenda,
trying to lock the permissions on your gun on their pad while you're saying this.
No.
the permissions do get locked on my gun, but he just drops it. I can't believe you think I can't believe you think I'd use that. I told you about those A10s. They're fucking horrible. He pulls out his axe. Brenda, I'll be thinking of you at the end. I'll be thinking about how I can top that stubborn, old, tough as fucking leather cook.
You've always served to protect us. Oh, my dear. I will
Cold
forever cherish that.
Oh. Cold jumps the barrier and he pulls out his axe and he flips the little switch on the plasma.
Does he even get one?
I'd say he gets one, at least. And he flips the switch on the plasma. And he knows he's fought people with guns before. And he reels back with his axe and he just hurls it at the nearest guy. And it clean cuts through his skull, like blade first, and just goes charging into the smoke. And there's just a hail of gunfire. And you don't see anything else. There's not a sound from Cold.
Seedlings, in the end, is unable to manage the repairs on their facilities or to hire the staff required to clean up the spread of the fungus, which was beaten back, but there were still holdouts in some areas for which containment got broken during Dark Star's assault of the facility. Dark Star's Good Samaritan reclamation of the facility. There was clearly some sort of infection happening there, and Dark Star was looking out for the best interests of the preserved seeds and fauna and flora of the ship. And it was heroic that they did that. The ship had been long underfunded and understaffed, and all reports and accounts of people who were extracted from Seedling all agree that without the intervention of Big C Co. and Dark Star, that the facility would have been destroyed by the infection and that all of the history would have been lost. Who would like to do their first epilogue? Or just, sorry, you only do an epilogue for the main character. Sorry, who would like to do their epilogue?
Wait, does Gabriel count as my main character now?
If you have something, sure, yeah.
All right. I haven't quite hammered it out yet, so somebody else can go first.
Okay, I'll start. Brenda, years after we've been stormed, she has found her next stay in a little cozy nook of a kind of like a junk sweeper type ship. She finds a nice comforting feel to this new place and believes that this will be her last ship that she will board. And on this ship, she is quite well known for serving her of course, delicious and nutritious meals, but most importantly, for one particular dish called the cold special. And underneath the little menu, you see the best dish to be served to warm your hearts in the name of glory. As she closes her shop, as she rests in her bed, turns off the light, and that's where her epilogue ends. I gotta go.
That's really nice.
That
You made me feel something for cold.
Ouch! So true, though.
I think she also serves a second, less famous dish that is calamari. I think for Maroon, it's it must be a joint epilogue.
Yep.
So I think after this battle, where they lose, Maroon is like, well, this isn't fun anymore. And hey, somebody's gonna pay for me to get off this ship. So I would imagine, and add in anything that you like here, but I imagine probably like the night we decide to leave, like the next night or whatever, it's just like let's have some drinks, and Armistice and Maroon drink together. Armistice drinks to cold. Or sorry, Maroon drinks to cold. Maybe Armistice doesn't. But that leads to hey, let's see where this leads us. And Maroon tries to convince Armistice to not try to plan out every little detail.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just grab a ship and let's get out of here and see where it goes.
I think Armistice's epilogue is Armistice sitting in a ship looking out like a port side sort of window, and it's clearly like the captain's quarters that Armistice is sitting in. And over Armistice's shoulder on the wall, there is a plasma axe behind glass that says, if you have to break this glass, you're already fucked.
I love
And
it.
it comes out from, like, out of the window to see the side of the ship, and the name of the ship is the what were the Army Layabout.
Aww.
Yes. Oh my god. You know, I kind of want to leave it there. Just
All right.
like that was amazing. I don't want to do Gabriel's Gabriel's ending because that's the best place to end it.
Thank you for a fantastic game, and thank everyone who joined for also a fantastic game.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, thank you everybody in the chat.
yes.
It was really cool to read all your responses and like the fact that you seem to enjoy the game. That was really cool.
And all the suggestions I loved. Oh.
Yeah.
Chef kiss. Please.
You know,
Perfect.
Sorry.
Chat is saying they can't hear you.
Yes.
Oh.
We're all just nodding like, yeah.
Yeah. I was praising chat too. It's the worst part about the whole situation. Sorry, it's double muted just to make sure that I don't ruin the show. I double mute myself, but when I come out of it, sometimes I forget one of my mutes. So I am no longer muted. But anyway, I was saying, thanking Marcy, thanking Shaz, thanking Rob, thanking Mutant Kitty, thank you for the incredible game. But also I wanted to thank chat because Dinner and a Game has run a lot of sessions, a lot of games. And I can tell you this is one of the greatest chat audiences we've had because you guys not only participated, were helpful, were courteous. There was like no issues. It was a dream chat. You guys were an amazing audience. I hope you guys all come back next in 2 weeks on the 26th when we do this all again. I do believe you guys are planning on doing follow again.
No.
No, good. No
We
playing
don't know
yet?
what game yet exactly, but I absolutely want to do a different game.
Well, also, I'm going to put it up again. We have a Discord that we're using right now. It's the Dinner and a Game Discord. But if you guys want to join the Discord and you guys have any suggestions, I know that we have a lot of games that we already have on the list. But, we always are looking for new stuff. So if you guys want to suggest anything, you can go to the Dinner and a Game Discord. That's the best way to reach all of us because we're all on there. And you can go and make suggestions. So this is going to happen again in 2 weeks. Next week, I'm going on Friday, though, because we are trying to make sure we have something broadcasting every Friday night. So next week, I'm going to start our new show, or not new show, a relaunching of an old show called Dinner Conversations. And we're going to be looking for topics for dinner conversations. I think that one of the ones, first off, Marcy, do you have time next Friday or?
Next Friday should be all right. Yes.
Okay. So the reason I'm asking Marcy in particular is because Marcy and I were talking about a particular subject that Marcy wanted to discuss. And so next Friday, we're going to launch Dinner Conversations, and the first topic of Dinner Conversations will be mechanics in tabletop RPGs. So it's going to be a discussion about the merits, flaws of heavy mechanic games, light mechanic games, and the interspersion of actual roleplay and storytelling, and what can be utilized best in what situations. So, and there are strong opinions that are going to be voiced because we all know of the Progenitor. We all know of Dungeons and Dragons. But most of us here all agree that D&D is a little bit heavy on mechanics and can get in the way of story sometimes. So we're going to have a discussion about that. And one thing I will state is that my point of view is always there's no wrong way to game as long as you're enjoying yourself. So do not think in any way, shape, or form that because we may not like D&D as much as other folks do, that we think that they're doing it wrong. It's all personal preference. So that's going to be happening. Dungeons and What-Ons. It's this game. They made it a long time ago. Milton Bradley or someone bought it. It's something weird. But anyway, so we're going to be back on Friday with Dinner Conversations. We're going to be doing this game again the Friday after that, and it's going to go on rotation like that. Go join the Discord in order to be able to input in things for different games and systems. And we're going to be doing a lot of our announcements through Discord, and the Facebook group is also posted up on Discord. So if you can interact with us in any way, shape, or form, we love it because the reason we're doing this, not only for this opportunity to tell stories, but we want you guys to participate with us. You want you guys to give us input and feedback. Tell us what you like, tell us what you don't like, so we can do things that help you enjoy what we're doing. Okay? I'm going to be running 2 separate games eventually. I am creating my own D&D game right now. I'm building out my own world. And if anyone knows the author Jim Butcher, he has a series called the Cinderspire series, which is a world, it's a kind of post-apocalyptic world that all the buildings are giant arcologies that go up into the sky because the ground is so polluted it can't be lived on. And so I'm creating a fantasy version of, well, it's already a fantasy version, but I'm creating a fantasy version of that for a D&D game I'm running for some friends from Obliviously Adventurous, which is another stream on Facebook. And we're going to be streaming that on both those channels. We're just in the process of setting up dates and times, as you have to, with people who work for a living and do this for fun. So, other than that, thank you guys all again, everyone once again. Do you guys want to? I mean, do you guys have any time you want to? If anyone in chat has any questions.
I also just want to say thank you to Ray and Dinner and a Game because they are fantastic for being able to host us and just really cool with all the technical stuff, and it's really awesome.
Yeah, well, Rob, you thank me now, but you're one of the ones who stepped up to learn this stuff. So,
oh, yeah.
So when you and I are sitting over Skype screaming at each other, and you're going, it's not working, and I was like, it should work, it works here.
See, Ray, this is a good thing. It's because I like you. We'll get through this together.
There you go. Oh, TikTok handles. That's right. Foxrider wanted to know TikTok handles. Hang on one second. I think I made commands. I just got to see if they're going to work because the bot has been thwarting me all night long.
It's hilarious.
The bot has been shouting me down in my own chat.
I like when the bot called itself out for posting a link.
I was like, what's the bot doing? I don't understand. Okay, so let's see if this will work. Oops, I need to type it right.
To Amos Faris in the chat, Follow is a GM-less game. So there was no... I acted as the facilitator for that. But no, it does not have a DM. It does not need a DM. It's very, very collaborative. And the parts where you saw me taking the reins were largely just like me being a little bit of a control freak who watches a lot of TV, and it's just like, I have an idea for this. And that is not a part of the game. That's just me as a person. It's a DM-less game. It's meant to be run as long as you have one person who understands the rules well enough to explain it to other people through play. And the rules for Follow are six or 8 pages long.
Do you have the book there, Marcy? Can you hold it up so people can see how thin it is?
This also, is the size of the book. Hang on, actually.
It's a zine book, size book.
Also, we are very glad that Marcy facilitates a lot of the moments because sometimes we're a bit chaotic and we can't always just agree on a thing. And Marcy is very good as a tie break and very good as a facilitator.
This is the size of Follow versus the Player's Handbook. Follow is... Let me double check here. Follow is 83 pages long.
Turn the book
Most
the
of
other
those are just quests. Pardon me?
Turn the book the other way.
Yeah, I want to see the
thickness. There you go, folks.
It's 83 pages long, and most of them are just the cues for the 18 quests. The actual rules of Follow at the beginning of the book are only 6 to 8 pages long. And then the rest of it is just setting dressing.
Yep. So, and Follow is just one of the games we're going to be previewing. Blackbeard's Bride was another one that looks amazing. There's a lot. Because Marcy has been one of the people who's been advocating very heavily on our TikTok for moving away from the heavy mechanics games and getting back into storytelling and narrative, which, as everyone knows, is the basis for human culture. So it's a lot about falling back on that way of entertaining each other and ourselves. And especially during times like this where we're all locked in the box,
Yeah.
It is a great time to fall back on this type of way of entertaining each other.
You're killing me, Shaz.
Yes, she
And I
has
want
the
to
Four
box.
corners.
I do love a long format game. There's plenty of room in my heart for long format games.
Mhm.
But my big thing for short games and games that are mechanically set for one session it's accessibility. Accessibility is the most important thing. Simple rules, one session, that opens the world of role-playing games up to people who don't have time, don't have energy, have a random impulse to try it. I just want those games to get a little bit more airtime because it makes it easier for everyone who wants to try a little something.
Yeah.
And have fun with
Definitely.
their friends.
Absolutely. And yeah, $25, Fox Rider, it might seem a lot for something like that, but the replayability of Follow is immense. Especially because it doesn't prescribe to any set genre. It leaves the genre completely open and up to you. That way, every single mission, every single consequence, every single everything can just be adapted to the new genre, and every single story is going to be unique. So
The game comes with 18 quests that can be reskinned for any genre. We'll have different characters if you play them with different people, and with every quest has 8 to 12 challenges, and you only pick 3 of them. So that alone, one of the quests is the gods, get the people to worship us. I have played, that's the most common quest that people want to play. I've played the gods 5 times, and I have never played the same story with the gods.
Mutiny Kitty got botted.
I've seen that.
Bot and I are friends now.
All right, so anyway, everybody, this is pretty much the end of the evening for us. And as you can see, another thing for plug for Follow is the fact that we started this at 6 o'clock my time, 7 o'clock their time. It is 10:30 their time. It is 9:30 my time. So we've really been doing it for 3.5 hours, and the game is over. So literally, Follow can be even a unique game done at a dinner party.
Yep.
You know what I mean? As part of the entire thing. So remember back in the 90s, there used to be those dinner murder mystery things. Well, this is a lot more entertaining than those.
Yeah.
Also staying on theme with the dinner.
There you go.
Play this at dinner.
Yeah. Yep. So,
All right.
other than that, I'm going to go ahead and do one last thing that we like to try and do, but I should have done this earlier. Ooh, where is it? Ooh, my goodness.
I just want to say, while Ray is looking for that, also that Mutiny Kitty and I once were both fiending role-playing games, and none of our groups were available. So Mutiny came over, and we played 2 games of Follow back to back. We did the first quest, and then we brought the surviving characters into the next quest. It was a vampire story. We started off with vampires settling the new world from Europe, and then did the next quest was those vampires in the 50s fighting for turf in Atlantic City or something.
It was
I love
amazing.
that.
It was incredibly intense.
It did get really intense.
Well, yeah, that's a kind of
it's super fun if you just want to flesh out some characters.
Yeah.
All right, so one of the things we always have done as a tradition here at Dinner and a Game is we have rated other streamers who have very small viewerships. Just trying to help out, give them some love. It's kind of more difficult in this situation because I was trying to find someone who's doing something more indie style. And I really can't find anyone doing anything that's doing that. But there's someone named Doomsday Doopy Doo who's doing tabletop RPGs. It doesn't say what type. So I'm hoping that they are doing some kind of indie or small RPG that doesn't fit under the D&D title. So we're going to go raid them. And what we do when we raid is we come into the channel. We make a lot of comments saying, hey, Dinner and a Game showed up, the lab showed up. We're just here to give you a little love and support. If you want to give them a follow, it helps out small streamers like us immensely. So do your best to give them some follow, give them some love. Maybe stick around for a little while and watch. But other than that, thank you guys again so much. And I hope we will see you back here next Friday for Dinner Conversations, the Friday after that for the lab, and join us on Discord, join us on Facebook, and keep abreast of what we're going to do next, because we're going to be launching those new shows in the next few weeks. So thank you all very much. I'm going to start the raid. Now I'm just talking to stall, because the raid takes several seconds to launch. So I'm just stalling. It's still
It's still going.
All right, now we're gonna raid. Love you guys.
Say goodnight for good night.
And we should be clear. Let me
Awesome.
double check.
Way to go, team.
Yeah, we did it.
That was fun.